Hi everyone, I'm Dave Giancola, joined again by Mike Trossel for another U.S. Open Classic finish. Shoal Creek in Birmingham, Alabama played host to the 2018 U.S. Women's Open Championship. Ariya Jutanugarn had a 4-stroke lead heading into the final round, then birdied 5 holes on her front 9.
Yeah, Dave, her lead was 7, and she was seemingly cruising to her second major championship victory. But golf can be a funny game sometimes. Just when it seems like you're in complete control, something happens that changes everything.
Yeah, sit back, relax, and enjoy the drama. We'll pick it up with Jutanugarn on the 10th hole.
There's a creek over there. This hole is intimidating looking, and she's missed by a mile over there by that big great blue heron flapping his jaws there, waiting on a lizard to come by or something. That's likely in the hazard.
Hole. Now Sarah Jane Smith after a 3-putt at 9. It's actually outplayed Ariya on this back 9 this week, a 10 under par, and she's going to have to go crazy here on the back 9 to jump back into contention.
Well, at least she knows she can do it. So, I mean, that's one thing. Self-belief we talked about.
Up ahead at the green, Kim for par, automatic. Another birdie putt for Carlota Ciganda.
That's a great up and down there.
And now in third place, all alone at 8 under par, 4 under for this final round. When there's less time, the USGA says play 9. Learn more about options to play in your area by visiting usga.org/play9 today. In second place, Yeoju Kim at 11.
Should probably be a 3-shot hole for Hoju today.
Well, nobody really saw it land. I just saw that blue heron Paul Azinger referenced fly out of here. It definitely went across the creek, so it is in the hazard. It's hazard on the other side as well. So she's going to have to take a drop. I wasn't in a spot where I could get too good a line where it last crossed, but it's going to be a very, very tough third shot as there's a big bank of pine trees right in her way. I don't think she'll even be able to hit a third shot onto the green.
You know, and that creek runs all the way down the right side, so it also runs up by the green.
Right now, Lexi Thompson for birdie at 14. There has been frustration this week, to be sure, for Lexi Thompson, but she is putting together her best showing.
You know, I like the way, the first 3 days she was not getting the ball to the hole. She had no confidence in her putting, and it looks like today she's developed a little more confidence, being a little freer and getting that ball past the hole.
She's never finished under par at a Women's U.S. Open. This is her 12th start, so playing brilliantly today. Here is Madeline Sagstrom for birdie at 11.
Back-to-back birdies. That's a good way to start this back 9.
Rules official, from what we're told, walking over now to figure out where the drop will be.
Did anybody see?
Well, they said the guys that left, they said they had it crossing right on this leaning tree.
Okay, and we're certain that it is within the water hazard.
Well, yeah.
I'm okay with that if because they're in a position to see it.
Okay. So just here / here. Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect. All right. Thank you.
Sure.
That was easy enough.
Right here?
David Fay?
Well, the red line is on the golf course side, if you will, of the creek. That creek is deemed to extend to the right to infinity. So it's not as if it's marked on the other side. I mean, if you all know, oftentimes if you get into a wooded area, you might say, well, is it in the hazard or is it not? This one is simple. They just extend it to infinity.
Oh, that fella's swimming pool up there on top of that hill.
Probably coming out of there.
It's
jump. You're probably going to hit 9.
Well, just listen.
Around that left front.
Don't have to try to do anything.
No. All right, come on. Slow down. Yeah. Okay. Keep your mind right.
There's houses all around the golf course, but you can't see any of them. Brad, that rough's pretty deep over there, huh?
It'll be very hard to curve this ball. She's picked a 9-iron at 181 yards.
She caught a pretty good lie in her drop. She looks like she might be leaning for that to go left a little.
Oh, Paul, that hit the second of those 4 pine trees. It got very, very lucky and kicked a little bit left, so she's still in the rough with a very difficult shot that looks like it's still blocked out.
The only thing that can sabotage her now is a big number, and she's on her way to making double bogey or worse, possibly.
Sarah Jane Smith now.
She couldn't have a better spot to be, middle of the fairway to a flagstick that's located in the right center. Her happy spot. It's a 9-iron.
So from the action at 10, up ahead to number 11 and Hyo-Joo Kim. And the second shot at this par 5 found the right rough.
And where that hole location is, she's just going to have to hit it on and take her medicine because she's not going to be able to get any spin on there.
Well, we talked about the short memory for our leader, Ariya Jutanugarn. And we'll see if she can put that tee shot behind her and then the follow-up that found the rough and what she can do with the rest of this 10th hole.
Yes, just a good 80 shots per hole.
Not down.
It'll be hard to get this close from here. Because of that big bunker, there's room, if you have a great lie, to throw it up in the air.
Saying she's got a pretty clean lie here.
She has not made a double bogey in this championship. Only 5 bogeys this week, no others, and she's going to have a tough putt for bogey right there.
Third shot now at the par 5 for Hyo-Joo Kim.
I think you can go around it. Yeah, let's go to make sure. Okay. USGA?
It's caddy Jeffrey Snow asking for a rules official.
I've had a look at the ball and it's sitting absolutely delightfully, but there's a few tree roots quite close by, but I'm not quite sure what the ruling is for. We'll soon find out. We're waiting for the rules official. Here he comes. Big break for her. So she could have found an awful lie.
Oh, she can't get too cute with this, where that hole location is at front. She's going to just try to carry it pin high and just
breeze helping.
Yeah, and take her medicine because she's not going to be able to stop it.
Yeah. Got one right there.
We'll come back to that. Now Sarah Jane Smith.
She got a little unlucky with that second shot. It's kind of a driving trajectory, almost like she knifed it a little bit, but it would have gotten back to that pin in the lower flight. This is not a difficult shot. She's got a lot of green to work with. It should be able to run out when she pitches it.
She has not made a double bogey in this championship. Only 5 bogeys this week, no others, and she's going to have a tough putt for bogey right there.
Well,
Second shot at 12 for Carlota Ciganda.
And 12 is just a monster. 431 yards, sopping wet. That hole today cut a pretty precarious spot on the left-hand side of that green. No green to work with for Carlota.
And now back to 10.
This is a tough putt if it was for a birdie. Now it's for a bogey. I was very surprised at a couple things. It took a long time for the players to get off the 9th green to the 10th hole. There's a lot of traffic from the players finishing the 18th hole. And then Aria really played that third shot out of the right rough casually, like she didn't think much about the result. I didn't think the 9-iron could get anywhere near the green.
I thought she played the tee shot casually, Brad. She, you know, it just didn't look quite the same for whatever reason, and she flared it way out to the right. Maybe that birdie at 9 was a bad thing. Sometimes you let your guard down. Wow, just a terrible putt here. She'll have that for double bogey, and when you're 7 shots clear, I'm telling you, the only way with 9 holes to go, the only way you're going to let it get away is to make a big number. She needs to avoid that, and it's not happening here at the 10th.
At the 11th, here's Ho Joo Kim, third shot.
Well, as we talked about, that's probably the only play she had with after putting that layup in the rough. You know, nobody knows what Aria's doing right now, so they're just trying to make some birdies and trying to get back into this thing.
Par putt here for Sarah Jane Smith.
Back up the hill a little bit right to left. And a real chance for a 3-shot swing here if Aria doesn't make this putt for double.
Yeah, that was a good putt by Sarah Jane after bogey in the last hole. Smile on her face.
She's only 3-jacked 1 time this week, Brad.
Paul, we mentioned back there how important the routine is. I think she's out of her routine right now.
Don't forget Kim sitting there at 9 under par. If she misses this putt, her 7-shot lead is down to 4. It's a tough way to miss. Dead on line short. Bleeds out of the hole there at the last second, and suddenly we have a little bit of drama here.
Well, she does have that par 5 coming up. Let's see if she can right that 3-wood. You hit a nice little solid 3-wood right down the fairway.
Ciganda now here at 12, Nicole.
Well, she did have a wedge out. Her and her caddy, Terry Mack, came up, walked up to the green, spent a lot of time up here. They were planning on landing at about 20 feet right of it, let it all feed down. I don't like this play with the putter. Julie, she's got some breeze at her that would help her. This just seems like a very inconsistent play right here.
Especially all the stuff she has to go over just to get to the green. You just don't know how it's going to bounce.
Yeah, and Carlota, she has got fantastic hands and feel around the green, and especially after the last pitch shot, I would believe that she would have some confidence.
That was a beautiful pitch shot on number 11.
The only way you're going to putt this is if you hate your lie.
The lie is perfect.
It just doesn't make sense.
She's on a slight upslope. It looks like it's sitting on a tee. This could go anywhere. She could have this same shot again.
She needs to call on that Ghost of Sevi. Pull out some of those Spanish roots and hit that little finesse shot she hit earlier. But let's see how she does. Clobbers it. And you know what she's trying to do is just feed it off that big bank on the right. I guess
it's going to be a really difficult putt coming for a par.
Little does she know right now, she's only trailing by 5 after a triple by Ariya Jutanugarn at 10. Here's Smith at 11.
That'll be a layup for Sarah Jane. This is, I think, a big drive right here. You know?
Well, that same creek is down the right-hand side here at 11. And if I'm Ari, I'm going to make it a 3-shot hole in my mind. If I crush it, and I love my yardage, maybe I'll go for it. But making this there, she's going to make it a 3-shot hole. I like this decision. Get back in that mental mindset you were in 25 minutes ago. You like that decision to lay up here?
She misses the fairway with it.
It's all right.
I don't know. I think I'd hit that 3-wood. Just get it back in my mind that, hey, I can do it. You know, it's just one swing, one shot. I hit a bad shot. And you don't want to shy away from your strengths.
Well, she just made the only triple on number 10 all week. And time now for Course Insights by American Express, bringing the fan an inside view of hole number 11.
Such a nice hole. It's 508 yards today, which makes it pretty long, but we see several players go for it. That creek down the right-hand side makes it a dangerous tee shot. Arias decided to make this a 3-shot hole. I like the decision because the second shot's so dangerous with the hole cut right on the front of the green and the water lurking. Of course, now when you lay up, it's going to be a dangerous 3rd shot. So we'll see. She's got to gather herself, take a couple deep breaths.
Well, we saw that long putt from Saganda. Now this for par at 12.
She's actually putting back up the hill, so she can be aggressive with this. Put it just outside the left edge and keep the speed up.
You know, all in all, Nicole, it was a heck of a result hitting that putter up that hill.
I bet she doesn't want to have to hit that shot again.
No, I guarantee it.
I don't want to have to watch her hit that shot again.
You know, she's got a magical short game. She's proven that. And it's a little bit of a surprise, but, you know, it's hard to second guess when she put it in here this close from down there.
How much break she's playing here. It's like 2 feet.
Greens look to be about a foot or so faster. A little bit of sunshine can make a big difference.
Here at 15, second shot for Lexi Thompson.
She got all the way down to the bottom of the hill today with that driver. These are just a real short wedge shot in. And that's just how you dry it up, Joe. A little spinach on that thing.
I do, you do.
Beautiful shot by the American Lexi Thompson. Tiger Woods is back, and he is ready to take on the greatest golfers in the world at the 118th U.S. Open. Live coverage begins June 14th from Shinnecock Hills on Fox FS1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go.
Boy. Tiger made a nice run yesterday and a pretty good run today. Stumbled in the end. He's tied for 23rd now, and he's finished his round.
Ariya Jutanugarn is next to play here at 11.
I'm going to have 40 minutes.
Yeah, that's going to put us like...
56.
Yeah, it's going to put us around full seconds, yeah. Okay? Come on, be aggressive with it.
Well, she's got 290 with the hole. She's supposed to carry it about 160 yards just to get it to the second fairway. I remember Ken Venturi, the famed announcer, saying when a player starts to get nervous, they start losing trajectory control first before distance and before accuracy. And she hit a couple high balls on the last hole, and that was a low shrimp off the tee there with her 3-iron.
Yep.
I mean, this is crucial on this hole to get a yardage that you really feel comfortable hitting your 3rd shot. Because you don't want to leave yourself, especially after making triple, a little in-between shot. You want to have something you can go ahead and swing at.
Up at the green, Hyoju Kim.
Not a lot of dangerous holes on this course, but 11 is one of them. And I think Ariya needs to know she's got to get by it, even though it's a scoreable hole, being a reachable par 5. Sarah Jane taking a crack out of the rough. Right down the middle. Well, down the left side. That's middle to me. If it's in the fairway, I count it as middle.
I'm right with you there, Paul. If it's short grass, it's middle.
Saganda 12 for bogey. Her first bogey on the card and an exhale. 7 under, 6 back. Having a clear understanding of the rules of golf can help make the game more enjoyable. The USGA's Catherine Belanger explains how knowing the rules can be used to your advantage with some examples the players may face right here at Shoal Creek. It's Rules of Golf presented by Rolex.
Like many holes here at Shoal Creek, the 6th hole features a water hazard. And in this particular case, a walking path has been constructed to allow players to easily access the putting green. And while unlikely, a ball could come to rest on the path. So if a ball does come to rest here on the path, it's considered to be lying in the water hazard. So that means the player could still take relief under the water hazard rule for a 1-stroke penalty, or they could take advantage of this break by playing the ball as it lies. If the player elects to play the ball as it lies, they're actually allowed to ground their club at any time here on the path because this path has been declared an integral part of the course by the committee. But remember, no matter where your ball is in a water hazard, you can't touch either the water or the ground inside the hazard.
Catherine, thank you. The par putt for Hyoju Kim at 11. So 4 back, 3 under for her 4th round here on a Sunday at Shoal Creek. Third shot coming up for Ariya Jutanugarn.
She's got 77 yards. She's got to fly at 70 and get all the way over the water. Intimidating looking shot, but she's got a perfect lie. Little swirly wind, maybe back at her just a bit.
This is probably just like a little driving range, choked up stock lob wedge for her right here. Doesn't have to kill it.
She carries 4 wedges. The most loft she has is 57 degrees. So this is off full by quite a bit.
Sit down. Come back.
Come on.
Very nice. Very nice. Oh, beautiful.
That's beautifully played. That's how you say. That's how you come right back at them. Give yourself a nice chance at a birdie.
Now Smith.
She's up very close, Julia. 48 up front, 55 to this flag stick. I think you can expect this to land well past the flag. I don't know if she can spin it from this close.
Yeah, that's what happens when you drive the ball in the rough. It's hard to control your second shot. And on this hole, the second shot's crucial.
Well, we just laid the sod over that, and that finesse zone is really difficult. It's hard to hit it pin high from inside full for any player. It's something you have to work on over and over again. I like to evaluate my practice swing, Julie. I've hit enough of them. Was it too hard, too soft, or just right? If I think it's just right, I give it a go, but she got that way heavy.
I'm the same way with you. I'm a huge believer in practice rounds. I'm feeling it, but I'll tell you, if she has to hit this again, I'd go back. I'd go back further.
You know, that's just a sad way for this hole to go for her. She's starting to play a little bit better. She's hit a lot of great shots. And there she goes, Julie, taking your advice. She's heading on back. She's got options here.
Otherwise, it's going to end up in the drop.
David Fay, what's her options?
Well, the option is to replay from where she chunked it, or to go up to that drop zone, or to keep the straight line ball where the point last across the yellow line and go as far back as she wants to.
The great players are really polished in that finesse zone where you have to, completely be in control of your club head speed. Anything less than full.
Like up there, you can play like a little bit of a block shot, and here you can play your like 2-2 style shot.
Here, right?
Yeah.
This is good, right? If I just come back.
Yeah, you want me to give you the exact line? Because I saw it enter the hazard. I can give you the exact line.
Oh, okay.
I bet she's not the only one. I think the caddy and the players saw the exact line, but it all came unraveled here yesterday for her as well.
Saganda now at the par 3 13th.
Julia can guarantee Terry Mack knows exactly where they are in this tournament.
Yeah, she's referring to Terry McNamara, longtime caddy for Annika Sorenstam. He knows how to win majors. She actually knew how to win some majors too.
You got that right. When I say it came undone for her here yesterday, this was part of that 4-hole stretch, Julie, where Area took control of the championship.
I'm not sure. Is that the first cut? Did she just drop it in?
Sure did.
I'm not sure I would have dropped it in the first cut because it's going to hard to get some spin on that ball.
I just think it's easier to get under this ball from this first cut, especially after you hit one a little bit heavy. But you're right, Julie, it's going to be harder to control the distance. It's just that in-between yardage.
And so no spin and up to the top shelf. The U.S. Women's Open is the most prestigious championship in women's golf. And 23 years ago, at the 50th playing of this championship, a little-known Swede introduced herself to a global audience. Time now for Legendary Champions, presented by Rolex.
It's hard to describe. It's a dream come true, definitely. I'm stunned. I have no words. I don't really know what I got myself into. It's still really some of the feelings I still feel today looking at that, and when your dreams come true, and obviously I'd worked very hard to get there, just like all the other players. But this is my first win, and I'm able to win on the biggest stage against the best players in the world, so it gave me a lot of confidence. So it was certainly a big turning point in my career. And I remember calling my parents in Sweden that they didn't make the trip, and they had been watching at home, and sitting there with tissues and just crying together with happy tears.
The face of the 1995 champion is 24-year-old Annika Sorenstam.
It gave me the confidence. It gave me, the boost that I needed to, continue to work and get better, and knowing that I made the right decision. So yeah, I will always look back at '95, Broadmoor, the U.S. Open, as kind of the igniter for my career.
What a career it was. I was going to be playing the U.S. seniors at the Broadmoor, but she was an amazing golfer. I mean, I've never seen anybody hit the ball so straight and so solid.
And you see what she did in that 1995 U.S. Women's Open Championship. Was 5 shots back in the final round to come from behind and win. She would win the following year at Pine Needles in '96, and then again in 2006 at Newport Country Club.
A couple of 3 years before that, I was on the driving range at Callaway Golf, and I remember somebody asked me what I thought of her. And I said, well, who is that? That's Annika Sorenstam. And I'm thinking, at the time, she was tiny. And I just thought, well, I don't know if she's strong enough. That was my only thought at the time, and that's why I'm not a scout for NFL or NBA or MLB.
Well, if you're going to be tiny, golf is a good sport to play.
Well, our 36-hole leader, Sarah Jane Smith. This is that bogey effort. Now we go to Hugh Joo Kim at 12, second shot.
easily the most difficult hole on the course and the most difficult green to hit in regulation. Only 22% of the players have put it on there in regulation in this championship.
Birdie putt for Ariya Jutanugarn.
Well, she got a little bit of a read too from Smith's putt. Just about 10 feet, maybe 11 feet.
Can't bounce back after the triple with a birdie, but now a tap-in par to stay at 13 under. On to the difficult 12th she goes.
It seems to be about all the emotion you're going to get out of her while she's playing.
Saganda at 13 for birdie.
Good roll out where that hole location is. You got to keep it up on that right-hand side to really have a realistic chance at a birdie.
There you go. Yep, that's good.
Well, this will be for double bogey for Sarah Jane Smith, and maybe the irony is that she was even through 10 on Thursday when she came to this 11th hole and holed her third shot to jumpstart her round. She was the 36-hole leader, and now on Sunday tapping that in for double bogey to knock her down the leaderboard as she's 5 under, 8 shots behind Ariya Jutanugarn. Uninterrupted coverage of this USGA Championship on Fox is presented by Rolex.
Yeah, Joe, and it doesn't get easier going to the 12th hole. It is playing the second hardest on the whole golf course.
Here at 14, Saganda.
Fabulous short par 4, only 361 yards. You see the downhill nature of this tee shot. All those bunkers are in play. You just got to somehow fit it in between them. Plenty of room. It's an intimidating looking tee shot. There's more room than you think. You see how it gets wide there. In that one spot over those bunkers on the right. Slight dogleg left or right, excuse me.
With her length, though, these next 2 holes, 14 and 15, she should have a short iron in her hand.
She's going with a 3-wood here. Beautiful little cut shot. We could follow that ball against those trees in the background. It's like center field in a Major League game when they drop that green back behind the fence. You can pick up the baseball.
Moment to go at 12, Ji-Yoon Kim, third shot. Ariya now at 12.
Did brilliantly well to get the ball on the putting surface from way back, 222 yards.
And this is the hardest hole on the course by a wide margin. And she put the ball in the rough, and it brings you back to Brad's point. The great Ken Venturi talked about trajectory leaving you first when you start to get uncomfortable. And this was a low, kind of a quacky hook.
Now Sarah Jane as we give you our Lexus Tracer. And no cut. So while Ariya was hitting up at the green, this is the putt from Hyo-Joo Kim, who is sitting in second place. Wow.
How many feet of putts has she made today? Oh my gosh.
She is only 3 back. She won the 2014 Evian Championship. As we told you earlier, shot an opening round 61, so she has a major championship to her credit. 3-time winner on the LPGA Tour, and red hot today, 4 under par and 3 shots back. So there is drama left here at Shoal Creek. The top 10 and ties get in for next year. So still a lot out on the table for so many who are still out on the golf course. And this has tightened Paul Azinger just a bit for Ariya Jutanugarn.
Well, it really has, and you know, Julie said that she had the 4-shot lead at her first U.S. Open victory, and it chiseled on down to 2. Well, Ariya's got a very difficult hole to try to finish here in the 12th, and her lead could be shrinking even down to 2 as well. This is just a moment ago at 13. Well, that might be one of the best breaks you'll ever see.
You know, back to that lead. I mean, she's had, what, a 6-shot lead going into the backside? 7-shot lead. And then all of a sudden it's down to 3. Right now, she's feeling it.
Oh, yeah.
There's no question.
You better believe it. Now it's Ken's responsibility to be prepared and to be ready if she's got a putt to tie her to take the lead.
3rd shot here for Sagstrom after that first bunker effort. Hit a structure past the green, kicked into the other bunker, and now up and out to that far with a bogey putt upcoming. We'll see who's away here at this tough 12th hole. We saw the long putt made by Hyo-Joo Kim here at 12 a moment ago. Just the 4th birdie here all day. This week, this 12th hole has played the hardest at Shoal Creek.
I mean, look at only 19 birdies in 4 days and 168 bogeys. Oh my God, that's a tough hole.
97, so you want to leave yourself with 80. So you're only going to hit this one 120. You can go a little bit further if you want.
While we wait here and look at husband and wife to talk it over, how's the lie for Ariya, Brad?
Her lie's good, Joe, but her stance is going to be a little awkward with the length of that club she's going to need to use. She's going to have her heels very close to that bunker.
Yeah. Right, so see how you want it. Hold on.
We'll stay here for Ariya's 2nd shot at 12.
She's got 202 back to the flag.
To be.
Yeah, the flag can't be her target.
Still going to take it at the kind of like center of that bunker, huh? You just hit it.
T was some 30 yards back today, 40-yard longer shots than she had yesterday.
Just got to make sure that heel doesn't catch first here. Measure that up pretty nicely, it appears. That's a good shot. Only 22% of the field has hit this green in regulation. 7-shot lead with 9 holes to go. Not insurmountable. Arnold Palmer in 1966 had the same 7-shot lead. And lost to Billy Casper the next day in a playoff.
Here is Carlota Ciganda, 2nd shot at 14. Now the bogey putt for Madeline Sagstrom at 13.
She might need to take that ball out of play when she gets on that next hole. Could have some yellow marks. I'm used to those, seeing those marks.
It sure is hard to cut them.
And just knocks her out of the top 10 there. But she does have 14 and 15 and 17. I think are legit birdie holes coming on in.
Well, here's a player to watch. Yeoju Kim, 4 under for the day, 3 shots back, coming off a birdie at 12.
Left side.
Playing 172 this 13th across the valley. The pin on the right side of the green.
You know what I mean? Try to, if it happens to be helping more than we think, you know, we can use this little upslope here.
Not here.
No, this is, yeah, I like this side a little better. Left side.
Picking the
I
wind,
think it's just a
tricky.
normal shot, right?
Got a 6 iron. If you put it at all and the ball's landing flagstick length, it'll get gathered up into the front left hollow. The little area where the flag is cut is about 2 yards wide. You can just spill it in a little bit from the right, but this is going to be just right.
She's birdied this hole all 3 days.
Cool. She'd give a lot for another one today. Very tough pin.
And if she birdies it 4 straight rounds, it will take another long putt made. But speaking of long putts and rolling it beautifully, Yeoju Kim at the 3rd for birdie to get to 8 under. Here at 6.
This was another long putt, Joe, but she made a great putt for par on the previous hole, the par 3.
That gets her to 9 under. And then moments ago at 12. How about this?
Well, this is always the unexpected pleasure. You're just trying to make sure you don't leave yourself a second putt down the hill, just races towards the hole. She's knocking him right in the middle, and she's made a bunch of 3 and 4 footers as well. How will her mindset change, knowing now that she's within striking distance?
Here at 14, it's Saganda for birdie.
She's already backed off this putt one time. It's a little bit awkward from below. The hole looks like it's going to go right. From the other side, it looks like it's going to go left.
Third shot for Jutanugarn.
Not very good.
They got a bad first hop to the left and now sitting on the edge of the green.
It's hard to regroup. You cannot call timeout when you're playing this game. You're actually on the clock when you play this game. If you're out of position, the official comes in and lets you know. So it's not like you can go sit under a shade tree and try to regroup here, go eat a sandwich or something. She's going to have to just keep barreling along. This is when the caddy makes his money, Julie.
Yeah, I think this is a big time. You know, she's got to just slow herself down a little bit. To me, it seems like she's just rushing a little bit more than she did on that front side. But this is where the caddy has to know to take the reins in, what to say, when to say, and I think Les is very good at that.
And Kim's caddy up in front, as you alluded to earlier, has all the experience in the world to keep his players' mindset, you know, in preparation, you know, for the opportunity that she may have.
Yes, and you know she's got nothing to lose. She's freewheeling it. I mean, she had 24 putts yesterday, so you know the flat stick's really working for her. So she just needs to get on the green, hit the greens. She's going to have a chance for birdie.
Well, she's made 3 straight wayward tee shots. It cost her a triple at 10. She didn't take advantage of the par 5 at 11, settled for par, although did come close with her birdie putt. And then The wayward tee shot here at 12 has set this up where she's going to have to make a bomb to salvage par.
I think one of the hardest things to do as a player is to stop leaking that oil. When it starts to go bad, it feels like there's no end in sight. When you're feeling it like she was in that front nine, you don't think you'll ever lose it. And when you lose it, you don't think you'll ever get it back. And she's in, I don't think I'll get it back mode right now. And, you know, again, it's just a couple deep breaths and maybe just a word or a slight conversation.
Well, the good thing, you know, is she has the firepower to make birdies, and she is putting well. I mean, she's hit a lot of great putts. Is her sister Morio watching?
She's more nervous than Aria, probably. Now you know the pressure's showing up because that's the first really kind of crummy putt she's hit, and she's left it woefully short.
She'll have that for bogey. Fox Sports coverage of the 73rd U.S. Women's Open Championship is presented by Rolex and is sponsored by American Express and by Deloitte. There's opportunity where you least expect it. Look again.
Aria said a while back that she's afraid of three things: cockroaches, horror films, and people sneaking up on her. Well, she's getting snuck up on right now. By Ho-Joo Kim.
Just seen her playing partner knock it 10 feet wide. Let me describe this, but it's quite a break from left to right. A little bit of grain that there is on the greens is also going that way. It's also downhill. So this has got to be a maximum break, dying to the right. Her putting today has been absolutely outstanding. This has probably got, well, 6 feet of break. It's a feely, touchy Augusta style one here.
Here's Aria for bogey. Aria Jutanugarn birdied number 9 to get to 16 under and lead by 7. 3 holes later, her lead is 2. Sarah Jane Smith made bogey at number 12 as well. This for par for Ji-Yoon Kim.
It's so easy when you've not one past on a downhill putt coming back up the hill to forget to hit it firmly enough. This has got quite a bit of break from right to left. Has to keep the speed up. Just got to hit it a little firmer than you think.
Over for this final round. And now Ho-Joo Kim. Tap in. These have been automatic, as we've talked about. Started the day 6 back, was 7 back at the turn. Now trails by 2. Pressure mounting for Aria Jutanugarn. back on the tee here at 13.
They're looking at 172 yards today. Yesterday, they used that bottom tee box. It was only 139 yards, so a couple more clubs today to a pretty accessible hole location. It's right in the middle of the green, 17 paces from the front. About a swirling wind right now.
Okay.
Yep. But I think this is where she could take advantage of her length. You know, you saw Hooju hit a 6-iron in. She's probably hitting 8-iron in where she can get some height and get that ball to sit.
This is 8-iron. It's a long way.
It's a long way. Does play a little downhill, probably. Oh no, it doesn't. It's probably even. If she hit that shot just 2 yards right of that flagstick, it would have been perfect.
Now Saganda, second shot here at 15.
Trying to cut a little shot in there.
Three under for her round today. 7 under for the championship, 5 shots back. Hyo-Joo Kim, 4 under for the day, 2 shots out of the top spot.
That's great. Probably just a little hurt, I think.
Talked to her caddy, Jeff Snow, before she teed off. I said, what's she been doing good? Well, she's putting great, but she's driving the ball unbelievable. And to play this golf course, you got to get the ball in the fairway.
She's gone bogey, par, par the first 3 rounds on this 14th.
So important to find the fairway as well, because this tight right front pin, getting at it from the rough's very tricky. Fairway more important than distance.
Another fairway found. Support the organization that supports this great game and is driving golf forward through the USGA Foundation. Show your love of golf today. Learn more at usga.org/supports. Meanwhile, there's been one story here over the last hour, and it's really the story between those top 2 players on the leaderboard. Hyo-Joo Kim and the way that she has played, and Ariya Jutanugarn, who is a major champion, who had a hiccup when she won the 2016 Women's British Open. Able to survive a double bogey on her 13th hole of the day, held on, won it. Right now her lead has been whittled down to 2.
Well, she did have a lead in the 2016 ANA Inspiration 2 with 3 holes to go, and she ended up bogeying all 3 of those holes, and Lydia Ko snuck in for the win. So this is where, you know, you learn from experience. I'm not going to say she's going to do that or not, but and I hope she doesn't, because she's played well all week. But you have to learn from your mistakes.
You see that leaderboard right there, Julie? There's no way Kim doesn't know where she stands right now. And, you know, how will that affect her and her performance coming in here down the stretch, knowing now she really does have a legitimate shot at this championship?
Well, that's why we play all 72.
Yeah, I know. But it's the knowledge sometimes. You know, you hear players say, I didn't want to know where I stood, and I've never understood that.
Never understood that.
Kim was putting directly at that scoreboard. She knows exactly where she stands. And we'll just see if that changes her any. She's got to be prepared mentally to take the lead or tie the lead. If Ariya continues to stumble, this is not an easy 2-putt up the hill. And again, short. 2 in a row.
Here at 15, it's Saganda for birdie.
And this is one of those putts that looks like if you just get it started on the right line, it's going to go in. It's going to be moving right the whole way down the slope.
Oh, God, it was just feeding right in the hole, right at the end and went the other way. Those last 2 putts were great putts that she's hit.
Here at 18, it's Danielle Kang for par.
She got off to a red hot start and still pretty steady. Sitting nicely in 4th place, 4 under on her round today, 4 under on the front side today. And a tough finish. She'll remain in the top 10.
Picked up herself some Solheim Cup points, which I like to see.
Round of 69 today, 3 under for the championship, playing in her 9th U.S. Women's Open. And an impressive Sunday for Danielle Kang. Now Ariya Jutanugarn for par.
This is probably just outside the left edge unless she gives it a good wrap.
Silky smooth right there. That's pretty impressive. That is just the length you don't want. She gives it that wry kind of head shake and smile as she.
I like the way her walk is, though. She's really kept the same pace all day, and that's key.
Totally agree.
Ji-Yoon Kim is first to play at 14.
117 yards, pin on 6-3 from the right. A little bank behind the flag that you can stun the ball into. Don't miss right.
Stay here for Hyo-Joo Kim.
Yeah, for sure.
A little sort of zephyr of breeze helping, which doesn't make it any easier to hold it by the flags. You've got 5 yards to land it on before the cup, and then it's about 5 yards of bank beyond it.
Bounces on, that's okay.
What's the yardage, Ken?
Yardage 113.
Got it.
I think if the breeze was in her face, Paul, she could pitch it in that back slope and bring it back quite easily. But I think even if she pitches it in there with the breeze behind, it'll probably just stick a little bit.
Well, if this is a wheelhouse number for her, and I'm guessing it probably is.
Yeah, I think they all are with a wedge.
Yep. There we go. She knows where she stands. And something changed dramatically. One of the simplest shots she's had all day long. She completely slowed down, decelled, whatever it was. Chunked it in the bunker. That's the whole part about being mentally prepared in case something happens unexpected. And when you're 7 shots behind with 9 holes to go, I don't think you expect to be 2 back with 5 to go or 4 to go. And it showed up right here. It's just human nature. It's got to affect you a little bit. She needs to hit a great bunker shot.
Ariya now back on the tee at 14.
Probably don't try to carry it. Try to go.
At the camera.
Yeah, right. Just try to start it more on the cut line. Come on.
All the bunkers are in play. She's hitting the long iron again, Joe, trying to take the far bunkers out of play, but it's all about fitting the ball in the fairway, not about distance here. She's missed the last 3 fairways.
She's got 246 to that left bunker.
Oh, goodness. That's All going to depend on the lie.
But where that hole location is, she's going to have to just go for the fat side of the green. She's not going to be able to go at that pin.
Now up at the green. Hyo-Joo Kim.
Well, the good news, a spinning wedge, sometimes it can drill itself into its, when it stops into the sand. It's sitting up nicely on the upslope. I would say, Paul, it's the most basic, simple splash shot that you and I have practiced for hours and hours, but this is a bit different.
Yeah, shocking that she hit this shot here, don't you feel, Ken?
I think she was trying to sort of, she didn't hit a full out wedge, she was trying to sort of chop one in, and she knew it was going to come in flat. She was frightened it was going to skid too much. But she doesn't look frightened to me.
Touch of a safe cracker. What a great shot.
What an effort out of the bunker. 55th on the tour in sand saves.
Well, that's the bunker shot of her career right there.
None could be bigger than right there, too.
And she just chases that club right on by the golf ball. Textbook, put a glass of water on that club face right there. Beautiful.
Taps in for her par. Here is Ji-Yoon Kim now for birdie at 14.
Downhill left to right slider. Got a bit of break, particularly early on.
Ji-Yoon has shot rounds of 70, 71, 70, 4 over for this final round. 1 under for this championship. She goes to 15. You're watching coverage of the USGA Championships on Fox, presented by Rolex.
That's a good look at the second hole.
Seems like a long time ago.
Really does. Beautiful dog leg right.
Area was just cruising after birdie off on number 1.
Looks like Area will be first to play out of the rough here at 14.
She's really got a bad lie here. Downwind. A lot of grass behind the ball and a short pin. She'll, like Julie said, she'll have to hit it past the flag.
If she were to put it in that front bunker, would that be a good play for her? Can she get it on the green from here?
I would think the back bunker might be better.
Sometimes it's all about leaving your second shot where you had a chance to get it up and down.
Oh, 120? Yeah, just kind of like a player on a 10 shot, yeah. Strike Julie's 119.
Remember, this is a top 5 player in the world, a major champion, hottest player on the tour coming into the week. Today it's just been a back 9 stumble to this point.
That's going to leave herself a really delicate shot.
Now Hyo-Joo Kim at 15.
Pin back right on the green, so ideally if you can drive down the left side and take the trap when you get a better angle in.
Splits the fairway. Hyo-Joo birdied this hole yesterday.
And that's in the mayor's office right there. That's a perfect green light.
Smith now at 14.
Well, a beautiful distance for her, too. And just a little deep, but a good swing.
It's okay, distance-wise.
Saganda now up ahead at 16.
This hole playing the 4th hardest today, so it's no gimme here.
Second shot at 18 for Lexi Thompson. Just a moment ago. Putting together her best effort in the U.S. Women's Open Championship, and now the leader, Ariya Jutanugarn.
Well, this isn't a bad leave right here, Joe. Front of the green. She could almost putt this if she wants to. I don't think I'd chip it.
Yeah. Definitely up here. And once it's on the green, it's still up a little bit, but not that much. It's 1 meter across. Yes.
Got something lofted, Brad. Does she have enough room to land this on the green, or is she going to have to bump it?
No, she's taken a lot of loft. She can definitely land it on the green. It's an uphill lie.
This has been her strength all week. She's gotten up and down as much as anybody in the field. Yeah, made that look easy, and that's really the first good shot she's hit in a while. Almost an hour and a half. That's a nice save.
Yeah, maybe that'll loosen her up a little bit. See if she can start hitting some fairways. That was her key to the whole week. See if Lexi can roll this on in and finish 3 under for the tournament. She got it to 4 today. Had a couple bogeys coming in this backside.
Okay.
Yeah, she was tied for 4th a few minutes ago and dropped down to a tie for 8th at the moment. Tie for 7th, actually. And that's where she's going to finish.
She birdied 15 to get to 5 under. But she's gone bogey, double, and now par to finish. A round of 2 under and a championship of 2 under par. Saganda's second shot here at 16.
She has a putter out, Nicole.
Yeah, she's really dead here. She's on a slight downslope, and really once she gets to the green, it all slopes away from her. So she's really just trying to trickle this right onto the fringe and let it feed down to the hole. If she gets this within 6 feet, it would be a good shot.
She does have the putter out.
Sebi used to talk about shots like this when you had to putt or pitch over a bunker or putt it up a hill like this, just to focus on the point where you want the ball to stop. And she wants to stop right at about the top of that hill, doesn't she, Nicole?
She does, and you saw her caddy, Terry Mack, point to exactly where she wants this ball to try to finish.
Not bad at all.
Now that's very well played. It's going to leave a little tricky putt for her par, but I think she would have taken that at the start.
Tied for 5th last year at Bedminster. Best finish in a major is tied for 4th at the ANA 2015, and sitting all alone in 3rd place at the moment. Hyo-Joo Kim at 15.
Yeah. I still like the club, but now you can just hit it full.
You've got 146 yards to get close to this flag. You've got to be just right. You've got to land it on a a tabletop. Anything coming a little bit short, it'll dig in. A little too long, it'll kick on. A-time cometh the moment.
Break.
It's 2 left shots in a row. So she might be feeling a little bit of the pressure too. She hasn't had a bogey in the last 27 holes, so her putting has definitely bailed her out.
Both Jutanugarn and Sarah Jane Smith made par at 14. And here's Ari at 15.
Okay, finish it kind of where the walking score is.
Well, she ripped the 3-wood here way down the hill, 265 or 70 yards. But this is the first time this group has had to wait, and that is not going to play in Aria's favor. The way she's played these last few holes, that was a great up and down for her. She's really got to compose herself now.
That's got to feel good.
That's a real advantage to have that bullet long iron off the tee. Tiger called that the stinger.
Patty Tavatanakit at 18. On top of the amateur leaderboard and able to stay dry with that second shot. The 73rd U.S. Women's Open Championship invites you to visit Birmingham. Here's Holly with more.
Fans who've made their way to Shoal Creek to watch the U.S. Women's Open have been treated to a classic Southern club with spectacular views and a championship course designed by the Golden Bear, Jack Nicklaus. But when they're not at the course, many are enjoying all that the city of Birmingham has to offer, including Highlands Bar and Grill, the James Beard Foundation's most outstanding restaurant. That's right, the best restaurant in America is right here in Birmingham. The rotating menu features French-inspired Southern food, and the desserts are prepared by the pastry chef of the year as well. Birmingham has been a welcome host to the 73rd U.S. Women's Open. It's evolved from an industrial hotbed to a city emerging in medical research and banking. And with a wide-ranging food scene featuring traditional Southern food and high-class cuisine, it's been a great place to explore this entire week.
Holly, thank you. The city's been great. Shoal Creek has been fantastic. And here's Hugh Kim at 15.
Decisions. So I thought the putter is the prudent play, a very, very tight line. There's a little bank to come up. If you went with anything with any loft, you'd have to play off the back foot. It's got to come out scuttling.
She's the only player in the field today that has not made a bogey. She's going to have her work cut out for her here.
Fortunately, she hasn't got the hogs back to go over, so it's judging the pace up and over the little ridge in front of her with the fringe grass, and down the other side it's pretty swift, and particularly if you get past the cup, it's like putting down the face of the Eiger.
The shot of the week.
Ricocheted off a little imperfection in front of the hole. Looked like it was going to miss low. But there's a little imperfection, a big ball mark maybe, or something there. It turned that thing to the left, and it just steamrolled off the flagstick into the hole. There it is. Look at the imperfection. Boom, just a little bit of a jog. Dead center. Goodness.
And now one back. Just incredible. So the last two approach shots, she's pulled left. She got up and down out of the bunker and now holds it from off the green here at 15. That's only the fourth birdie of the day at 15. Here is Saganda at 16 for par.
That's a class act there, getting up and down there. That was not easy.
Here it is one more time at 15.
Not only judging the speed, but how much it's going to break, what's it going to do on the fringe. I mean, that was a 1 in 100,000 shot right there, and she made it at the perfect time.
Brad, did Aria hear that? Back where she sits at
basically it's 70.
15 here?
No doubt about it. She's about 30 yards shy of the ball. That was a loud scream here. Tree line, she looked right up, saw the arms go up, and she knows she's only one ahead now.
And she just hit her first fairway on this back 9.
160 yards. This hole location, this pin doesn't even look like it's on the green. It's so far to the right.
Beautiful.
Tit for tat right there.
That's a hats off moment. Pretty impressive. What must she be feeling?
Carlota Saganda at 17, the par 5.
Well, it's a 3-shot hole today. She'll be able to lay up. If you're going to miss a drive, that's the hole to do it on.
This for par for Patty Tavatanakit. What a week for the amateur. 18 years old, 8th ranked amateur in the world, 2 under for this championship. Had to exceed all expectations, and on top of the amateur leaderboard, no trophy but a medal, and she is steering her way to the 2019 U.S. Women's Open Championship. She is likely the low-am and coming back next year.
Just going to be a sophomore at UCLA next year, so a lot of great golf ahead of her.
So Young Yu here at 18, second shot. And the 2-time major champion gets it to stop just behind the hole. Madeline Sagstrom now, second shot at 16.
Now we're seeing a little different approach here. She's elected to chip it. Just saw Carlota putt it. I think I'd take Carlotta's way to putt it, just get it on the ground. She's going to have to land this short.
Ended up in about the same spot. Reminder that uninterrupted coverage of the USGA Championships on Fox is presented by Rolex.
This will be MB Park. He's had a tough day, 3 over par. It's a big golf course for her, soaking wet. Club head speed sits at about 95 miles an hour. It's a big force carry golf course off the tee. Just maybe a little too much for her. She hadn't made a lot of putts either, Julie.
No, you never see her putt just like that. But she's only made 1 birdie today, along with 4 bogeys.
putt for Sarah Jane Smith at 15.
Well, she bunkered her second shot and blasted this one. It was kind of downhill once it hit the green, and this actually may go into Ariya Jutanugarn's favor here. Getting to watch the speed. Jutanugarn couldn't have a better putt for birdie, and what a second shot she hit. Very level back here, a little downslope. You don't have to worry about speed at all.
I have to say this backside is playing havoc on these ladies. Seen not too many birdies and a lot of bogeys.
Kim's the only player really that's not had any trouble back here. She's putting it on the green for the most part. She missed 2 in a row, but the old Mongolian reversal there at the last hole, for her to be able to hold that and just trying to get down in 2.
I say the backside of the major is the toughest 9 holes you'll play.
So a bogey here for the 36-hole leader, Sarah Jane Smith. And now 3 under. A moment ago, Inbee Park for par at 16.
Nice comeback there.
Now the birdie putt for Ariya Jutanugarn.
Our caddy Les just came in there. He talked for a quick second. Looks like if it's going to break anyway, it has to go just a touch to the left.
So a missed chance there to open the lead back up to 2. Trying to birdie it, she was, for the 3rd time this week. Instead, here at 15, 2 pars, 2 birdies. And on to 16 she goes, which is where we go.
And this is a scary hole, the 16th. Long is no good. 197 yards.
5 iron, got to give it a good cuff to get back there.
Fabulous shot. Kim's got that pedal on the right, floored right to the ground. No let up.
Good look at birdie after holing a 50-footer at 15. There's going to be a long wait for this final pairing. And so Ariya Jutanugarn just gets to watch with the rest of us with a lead of 1. Here is our Lexus Tracer for Ji-Hyun Kim.
Hurry, hurry.
Hyun Kim just has not been able to get anything going today. Has not made a birdie. And when you don't make a birdie on par 3s, it's really hard to catch up.
Second shot for Saganda at 17. Three-shot hole today, as has been said, as we give you course insights by American Express, bringing the fan an inside view of hole number 17.
Terrific par 5, 531 yards. It really hasn't been reachable all week, Joe. You've got to drive it through the chute of trees, which is the trademark here at Shoal Creek. That bunker on the right needs to be avoided for the most part because of those trees overhang. The layup second shot's not that easy. It's tight, and you see the imperfections here. This is one of the fairways that just did not come back like it needed to. All that rain this week hasn't helped matters any. Makes for a tricky third shot. That water should not be in play today at all. And a lovely little green with a big hump right there in the back center of it, just short of where the flag is. You can kind of see that.
Third shot now for Segunda.
And Paul, you talked about that big hump. She can go ahead and use that backstop as much as she spins her wedges 6 yards past this hole location. There is a slight breeze helping. You can see the flags on the bleachers moving. This is going to be a gap wedge from 116 yards. You know, Julie, she has backed off quite a few shots here on the back nine.
Well, that's kind of her MO. She does that a lot. She just wants to make sure she's ready. She's actually played the par fives well this week. She's 5 under for the par fives.
And she reminds me a lot of Sergio, not just the whole Spaniard aspect, but just the way she kind of carries herself. Her swing a little bit, you know, not a lot, but
she's a real feel player. She's got really good hands, and she goes a lot by feel.
And this is the toughest thing, Julie, you know, just in life, really. You got to stay in the moment in life. Every step you take needs to be, you know, just in the moment, in the moment, in the moment, and now.
Well, maybe, you know, she likes to chill. Maybe it's going to help her. Maybe it gives her a chance to chill out and regroup, reevaluate. I mean, she still has a lead. So, I mean, even though it's 1, they're still chasing her.
You got to win the mental battles right now. Both of these players have got to win their mental battles from here on out.
Yeoju Kim is waiting to putt. She's made 2 long ones here on the back nine. First at 12 for birdie.
This didn't appear to be that important at the time, because Area was playing so well. She'd already made triple. Boy, did that turn out to be big. And this one, of course, this could have been 3 putts.
Instead, it was 1. To get to within 1.
And she's only had 19 putts through 15 holes.
Wow.
That's,
strong.
You usually have that after 9 holes.
Yeah, strong and pay dirt right there. Well, I feel for Area, you know, the mental battle, you know, and I'm all about the mental battles because really it determines on how you feel physically, doesn't it, Julie? You gotta, if your mind's in a good spot, then physically you can repeat and feel trumps thought. But in the end, when the thought's not good, when you get to that position where you're more afraid of blowing it than you are of trying to win it, it's a terrible place to be.
Well, you know, championships, that's why they're so hard to win. That's why everybody puts the emphasis on majors. You know, it's not tournaments. It's like, how many majors have you won?
Yeah, you're right.
It's a different animal. It's hard to win, you know, because you do have that huge mental aspect.
And while golf can give you the greatest joy in the world, it can rip your heart out at the same time. There's been so much heartbreak, you know, and you hate to see it. Hopefully, I mean, I root for no one. I just call the game, but you hate to see anybody lose a golf tournament. But it does happen. I don't like her laying down or sitting down like that at all. I think she should be walking around. But of course, I'm 58 and she's 22.
This for birdie for So-Yeon Ryu. 5-time winner on the LPGA Tour. Has been so good in these U.S. Women's Opens. She's in her 9th. She's got 5 top 5s. She won at Broadmoor in 2011. She won the ANA Inspiration in 2017. Finishes this championship with a final round 75 2-over for the week. Here is Ji-Hyun Kim for par.
Virtually straight up the hill. Certainly at the end it'll turn to her right. A slow putt.
So that wanders by as we await the birdie putt from Hyo-Joo Kim. This 16th hole is played as the 4th toughest hole today. So a couple of things. Hyo-Joo has a birdie putt, and we've seen Ariya Jutanugarn sitting back on the tee, waiting, watching, wondering if she will maintain her lead. She has to dodge one here.
Well, I think if you've ever won a tournament on the PGA Tour, you've had painful waits with the lead. You know, Julie, I'm sure.
And on the LPGA, that's true too.
It's a painful wait. I don't know where your brain went, but it's hard not to jump out in front. And you know, the whole idea is to stay in the moment when you play this game.
So a par here at 16 for Hyo-Joo Kim. Still one back.
And that's a very clean score at the card there with the par 5 coming up. 3-shotter.
Saganda now for birdie at 17.
Up the hill, a little bit left to right, keeping the speed up. Beautifully played after hitting the right bunker off the tee.
5 birdies and a bogey, playing so well. 8 under, 4 back. And now finally Ariya gets to hit here at 16.
Good one here, yeah?
197 yards. This is a 7-iron, even though this green's 38 paces deep. This is a pretty shallow part of the green here. There's only 4 steps behind this hole location that goes downhill, so she's got to stay short of this flagstick if she can. Little helping wind.
Bye. Bye.
Yeah, great shot.
Oh, what a great shot.
Absolutely flushed it.
I gotta give it a little golf clap for that. That's a beautiful shot.
After that long wait to hit that shot here at 16.
See, Paul, you need to be sitting down. You've been doing it all wrong these
I've
years.
been walking around like a nervous idiot chewing on my nails. Should have been laying down relaxing.
Now 1 hole ahead at 17 on the tee, Hyo-Joo Kim.
Bunker right, a reasonable size fairway. 533 yards, so she can get it out there. It's a question of wind off her right. I think she's going to have to play it as a 3-shotter, even if she flushes one. It's such a dangerous pin position. So finding the fairway, important little cut to hold it into this breeze.
Another beautiful drive right down the middle of the fairway. She's done that a lot this week.
Let's look again. It's sponsored by Deloitte. And Ariya had this championship in her pocket, it felt like.
Hit 62 there. So probably coming out of there, expecting a big jump. You're probably going to hit 9. Just try to get it around that left front.
Don't have to try to do everything.
No, no. Alright, come on. Slow down. Yeah. Okay. Come on, Rick.
Terrible tee shot to the right there, Joe, that got her in that position and got lucky trying to lay that ball up and ended up making triple bogey, which really was the beginning of the drama. 7 shots cleared, 9 holes to go, and now here we are, 1-shot lead, but she just hit one of the best shots of the day at 16.
So you see at 10, she ended up with triple.
Thank you.
She drove it into the hazard on the right. That was her 3rd shot, led to that 7. She bogeyed 12. And she is being chased by Hyo-Joo Kim. 1 back. Kim is in the fairway at 17. Meanwhile, here at 18, it's Carlota Saganda.
Fairway slopes a little bit left to right. That bunker on the right's in play. Wallop that tree.
Well, the only good thing about it, she's well cleared of fourth place. She's got a 5-shot lead on fourth place.
Sarah Jane Smith, second shot at the par 3 16th.
Yeah, lengthy bunker shot. You have to take a big full cut at it from way down below the front of the bunker.
Pretty shot.
You know, these last few holes for Sarah Jane Smith too, and right now she's tied for fourth. And these holes are important. Like I said, you know, it's our biggest purse, and I'm sure she'd like to finish strong, kind of build on this. And I'm sure she's learned a lot this week about herself and about her golf game.
Julie, I was just thinking there's no way Yo-Jo Kim didn't hear that thwack of that unbelievable 7-iron Chitanagarn hit down there. She was only 30 or 40 yards away on the 17th tee, so there's no question she knows she has that putt to go 2 ahead.
Well, I'm sure she's waiting to hear the clap after she makes it too. Sarah Jane's going to be first to putt here though.
And this might help a little bit. This is pretty much on the same line, but she's got a lot more right to left slope here. It's down the hill a little bit. Kind of a tough putt. A lot of break here. Arias putts maybe 3 feet. I can't believe how close that is with just a little break left to right when she putts.
Most of the ladies been hitting 5-irons in here, and she just gets up there and just rips a 7-iron.
I mean, it's a little downhill, it's a little downwind, but that's 197 yards. And there's a leaderboard. Both these players are staring right at it from the back of the green.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to move a little bit, like right at the hole.
You think I go inside a little bit?
I think you can push on the edge, maybe. It's going to move a little bit right at the hole.
He's up, right?
Yeah.
You can tell from that camera angle that ball's going to move just a little to the right, Julie. As Brad said, I think it's just inside left, maybe left center. See that smile, there you go. That is one impressive birdie on one of the most difficult holes of the day when you needed it the most.
Just the perfect tee shot. Solid putt for the 2, and the lead is 2. 13 under for the championship. Hyo-Joo Kim, second shot at 17.
She's just going to try to hit this and get a perfect yardage for her second shot.
Yeah, good shot.
Key here is to make sure that hopefully you get a good lie, because it's kind of a lottery pick down there. You just don't know what you're going to get.
She's in the crummy stuff, it looks like.
Second shot here at 18 for Saganda.
This ball is really sitting down.
Got a good kick just to get it in the, she wasn't in the trees. I mean, that was a blessing.
She is headed for her best finish in a major. Now back to the 17th tee.
Same line,
Huh? Same line.
Yeah, just at the bunker, down a little right to left. Okay?
Yeah.
Come on.
The 17th hole is played as the second easiest hole today.
You heard Les just say there, she's been hitting 3-wood here, and so instead of having, she's going to be hitting iron, so instead of having an 8-iron to lay up, he said you're going to probably have a 6-iron to lay up.
Neither one that difficult.
No.
Not for her. Challenge now to get it in the fairway. Oh, what an intangible, Julie, to have that kind of power, to be able to hit a long iron like that.
So our leader in the fairway at 17. And our 36-hole leader, Sarah Jane Smith, who is 6 over for this round and 2 under for the championship with driver in hand.
Okay, stop.
How is the lie for Hyo-Joo Kim?
She's inspecting it. It could be worse. It's just laying in a very sandy area and it's tight, which in some aspects is not too bad. But the front pin, you're going to have to play it a little bit back in your stance. It's going to come out a bit skiddy when you want it to come out softly. How far she got? 86 yards. Little slope behind, as Paul was describing. You can nip it in there. I mean, I'd really fancy if he's got a perfect line on the fairway. You think this is an absolute green light flag.
Yeah.
Just going to see how these clubs look behind the ball.
This is one of those balls back in the stance type shots, Ken.
That's it, but she wants it to land. You know, if to do that and it's coming in a bit flat, she's got a chance to the very front of the green because she knows it's going to skid.
77.
She's debating. If you really want to get it to stop here, you've got to hit it hard and full. So a little floaty one will skid, or you chance the front of the green, which is another possibility. The water short.
Tell you what, she's so good, it's a joke. I mean, you could see her put that ball back in her stance, and that was just crispy critter, wasn't it?
It was.
Here's a good look. Look how far out in front of the ball that divot came. Just what she needed to do.
Keeps her body rotating, hands going.
Third shot at 18 for Segunda.
It's a little daunting sand shot with that water right behind that pin.
Second shot for the leader by 2, Ariya Jutanugarn.
Then I'm gonna have to hit half swing 50.
Probably would be almost just like a full 56.
How about it?
We could go just a little bit more.
You don't like it?
No, I'm okay with that. So that will only get, so that would put us at 170, and then down is 65, or down to 55. Yeah, that would get us just a little bit, probably just a little bit inside that number.
So we're just same line, right?
Yeah, you can finish it probably from the USGA, like to the left edge of the stands with that club, okay?
From the left side of the fairway, it's a semi-blind second shot. There's a little fairway to the left she can't see, but she's trying to hit it at that bleacher just beyond the green, the USGA sign, 6-iron. That's a big pull. It hit the tree. She got lucky. It hit the tree and kicked it towards the fairway, but she's well back and in the rough.
Yeah, came straight down.
Aria's 8 under on the par 5s this week, but has yet to birdie 17, and she has some work to do here on the second to last hole. We're up ahead on the green. There is some action. Jiyoon Kim will be first to putt, and then a birdie putt coming from Hyoju Kim.
Her playing partner will keep a very beady eye on this, because I think everything suggests it should move a little bit from right to left, but the tilt of the cup looks the other way, so this is going to have some right to left, but the next putt may be almost straight.
Hyoju's right on this line, so she's going to be paying particular attention to this putt right here.
I'm not sure that helped terribly, to be honest. It was turning right to left.
Sometimes it's better not to look.
Yeah, it's caught me out once before. Cost me a PGA Championship down at St George's following somebody else. And as I say, this looks right to left, but I think if you hit it too much outside the right lip, it won't turn. Her putting today has been unbelievable.
I was just going to say that, Ken. She seems like she's doing pretty good all by herself.
Yeah, this is a tricky one. Nine single putts and she holds from off the green. Of course, at the 15th, all the rest 2 putts. It's been a real dynamite day on the greens for her.
This for birdie, with Ariya Jutanugarn waiting back in the rough here at 17.
Pressure. Can she read it?
Looks like it was right, just right off the hopper. Ariya looking at that, she's like,
yeah.
So this for par to stay 2 back. And a missed chance after a terrific third shot. That putt just did not break left.
no, it just looks like she started out there just a little bit too far right.
There's the lie for Ariya Jutanugarn.
Well, it's downhill. The ball's below her feet. There's a root there, a knobby sort of root. Might have to adjust her stance for it. This screams flyer, this shot.
It screamed flyer loud and clear. That is a terrible place to be. She's got to negotiate that hill, that big mound there between her and the hole.
Her sister Moria watching. Up ahead, this for bogey a moment ago. For bogey. And a third place finish. Now here at the tee at 18 for Hyo-Joo Kim, who trails by 2, but our leader, Ariya Jutanugarn, is over the green at 17.
Over the green, and everything from that back green down to the front slopes away. She's going to have I mean, depending on her lie, she's going to have to probably bump and run it in there. I don't think she can fly it and get it to stop.
A reminder with the Men's United States Open Championship coming from Shinnecock Hills Golf Club. Middle part of June the 14th through the 17th, and it's all yours on FS1 and Fox, presented by Rolex.
Elevated tee, a splendid scene looking right down to the green. Grandstand full on the right side. Bunker right, left rough always tricky, and the flag today cut in the back left, a very narrow portion of green, water left, so all important to find the fairway. Sort of tweaks in at just past the end of the right bunker. 20 yards wide the fairway, that's not the widest.
So they're waiting up ahead. Madeline Sagstrom's third shot.
Could be my worst swing today. How bad is that? Like, what is that? Like, it's not even. Like, are you serious? Like, it's not even a golf shot.
She didn't like it.
Well, we'll see who's first to play here at 17. Ariya Jutanugarn from behind the green. While she waits and eyes that shot, here's Hyo-Joo Kim at 18.
Wind just freshly into her face doesn't make it any easier.
He hasn't missed a fairway in a long time, Ken. That is right on the edge of whether or not that's in the bunker. Can you tell?
No, she's on the fairway. Good angle to the flag. Couldn't have placed it better. In the shadow.
Oh.
And a chunk.
Oh, can't leave it short.
For Jutanugarn here at 17.
And that's not an easy putt. She's going to have really good speed here, or it'll get away from her.
The ball's not quite far enough back, Julie. She drop kicked it. On a downslope, that's here. She just wants to get it over that hill so she doesn't have to deal with what she's dealing with now, this next putt. It's going to be a big swinger from right to left.
Well, a huge mistake when she only has an 8-iron laying up. I mean, you got all the room in the world to the right. And that was a big mistake right there.
Yeah. Like the first sort of
Ahead at 18, third shot for Inbee Park.
Long day for Inbee, 3 over par. But she knows how to finish it off. She is a USGA champion, so she'll be able to take that with her, and she'll come back strong next year.
Sarah Jane Smith with a birdie try at 17.
25 feet.
I think everybody's rooting for this to go in.
Just wandered off to the right. She has had a smile on her face through some frustrating times over the course of the last 2 days. And now all eyes will go to Ariya Jutanugarn.
Talk about a tough putt. Depending on what age you are, there's a big muffin or cupcake right in the middle of the screen, and she's got to putt over the center of it. it's going to break 6, 7 feet, and the higher up she goes, the faster this putt is. Just got to put it right in the corner of the shadow, I think. Those trees you see there, kind of right in the gap, kick the field goal. It's got to be out to the right. The scale of difficulty on this up and down as it gets.
This for par. And no easy putt left for bogey.
No, we saw her, on number 10 with the, she had that same type of putt, blow it past about 6 feet and miss that. On the 71st hole, these are the ones you don't want for bogey on a par 5 where you had 8 iron to lay up.
Yeah, really, Julie, this goes back to that second shot.
Yes, I mean, it's, how many 8 irons? You can miss the fairway by that much trying to lay up. But again, it's nerves of a U.S. Open, trying to win your first U.S. Open. It's not easy. Just going to have to draw on her past situations right here and just go through routine.
I said earlier, when you start leaking oil, it's hard to stop. And this is a major gasket blown here if she misses this putt. Yeah, a lot of heart there. It's still a bogey.
Are you nervous? I was nervous.
My palms are sweating. My one-shot lead heading to 18. She started this back 9 with a 7-shot lead. It's down to 1.
Now Hyo-Joo Kim at 18.
Well, a perfect tee shot, but there's just a little smudge of mud on the lower part of her ball, which can make this a little tricky. It could do. You could never tell. A little indecision makes it no easier. Pin in its toughest spot, back left. If you drift the ball 4 yards, 5 yards, it'll ping off the bank and probably go in the water. Little breeze in their faces. It was a cracking scene, I have to say.
Yeah, it's a tough finishing hole. Playing third toughest hole in the whole course.
It's only yielded 2 birdies today.
Also a big score. Bit of breeze into her face. And going with a 6 iron. If you're trying to make a birdie, this is a tight old pin to have a go at.
Well, that's a tough decision, Ken. What do you do?
Yeah, it's a big. I think you've got to have a little bit of prudence in your approach and favour the right side of the pin. But this bit of mud shouldn't be, but it could be problematical.
Well, it makes it doubly dangerous with the water on the left. If the mud's not on that ball, Ken, she probably takes a more of an aggressive line.
Well, her 2 missed shots on this backside have been left too, so maybe that was a little bit in the back of her mind.
It's a good call, Julie. She got right there next to the lead, and 2 short irons in a row missed badly to the left.
Now Ji-Yoon Kim.
Well, the ball settles down as the ball's above her feet. I think somewhere towards the front right of the green and see if you can chip and pass it.
And into the green side bunker. Ji-Yoon 5 over for this round. Even for the championship.
So this young lady at the age of 22 carries a 1-shot lead into the 18th hole of the United States Open.
You know, this is what I was talking about right here. Area is led by 2 shots with 3 holes to play at the ANA Inspiration in 2016 and bogeyed the last 3. But you know what? Hopefully, Moria's right, and she has a mind of a goldfish, and she doesn't remember that. You know, we bring it up because we're the media, but hopefully she doesn't remember it and can go out there and hit the fairway.
Well, she has the advantage of length here if she wants to hit her iron. She's going with it. I like this decision. Just blasted it, striped it right down the middle. Now she's got that dangerous second shot waiting.
And remember that long wait she had prior to her tee shot at 16, the par 3. Ended up making birdie, coming off a bogey at 17, and now in the heart of the fairway at 18, trying to close it. Uninterrupted coverage of the USGA Championships on Fox is presented by Rolex. Ji-Hyun Kim will be first to play up ahead here out of the bunker at 18.
Found a nice flat spot in the bottom of it. Fairly basic splash shot. You've got to be a little bit floaty. But always with water the other side, no matter how good you are, you think, oh my goodness, don't embarrass yourself. It's easy to just dig a bit deeper. Both these women have deft sand play skills. Not sure she fancies it much.
Good shot there by Ji-Hyun Kim. Hyo-Joo Kim has made a couple of long putts on this back 9. If she could make her third, she would get to 12 under. Nobody expected this kind of drama here at 18. With the way this championship was going, with our leader, Ariya Jutanugarn, after getting through the first 9 holes. Here's the long birdie putt.
It's turning from right to left throughout its path, so it's like these ones you've got to take absolute maximum brake. As I say, it will turn from right to left all the way.
Leaves it short. We'll have the rest of that to stay 1 back. So we know that par will do it for Ariya Jutanugarn to capture her second major championship. She Came in the hottest player on the LPGA Tour, a winner 2 weeks ago at Kingsmill. Dominant. The better part of the week. Certainly all day yesterday and the first 9 here today. And now trying to hang on. Ji Hyun Kim for par. Par. She completes her first U.S. Women's Open Championship even. Tied for 10th.
She's never got it going today, Joe, but that'll get her in for next year. I'm sure she'll be happy about that. And now a huge putt here for Kim. This is a must make.
There. What a great round.
A round of 67. 11 under for the championship, and at the moment, 1 back.
No blemishes, no bogeys, just a solid round.
Only player to go bogey free today. And she just happened to be sitting right behind Ari on that leaderboard. Do that, you know, you think, gosh, only one player. That could have hurt me, and she played great.
Okay. There's no way that's too much. I mean, you can be aggressive now. You can be. Okay. Focus on what you're doing.
170 yards back into the strongest wind they faced. That 3-iron went 240 yards off the tee. She pummeled it. It targets that Rolex clock with a little draw right behind the green.
Well, she hit a big pull hook on her layup shot just a few minutes ago.
Finds the bunker.
Right at it. She didn't need to go right at it.
I think she tried to hit 8-iron there.
She did hit 8-iron, Brad, and lacked maybe 2 yards of ending the championship for her. Instead, she's still got work to do.
Tough on the family. And sister Moria. Sarah Jane Smith.
156 there.
Beautiful shot. And as they walk up toward the green here at 18, a reminder, Fox Sports coverage of the 73rd U.S. Women's Open Championship is presented by Rolex and is sponsored by Lexus. Experience amazing. By Deloitte, there's opportunity where you least expect it. Look again. And by American Express.
Well, I have to say, Joe, going to 10, I didn't think we were going to have any drama like this. But that's golf. You never know when the wheels are going to start coming off and you're going to start feeling the pressure.
She started feeling it a little bit after that triple bogey, I'm sure, and then the pressure got applied by Kim, and she continued to play well. Aria hasn't been in a bunker since day 2. She's 1 for 3 this week, and she's 50% this year. So I don't know if that percentage goes down in this situation, but she's 50-50 on the season. You see that little valley? She's got to carry it right about where she is, maybe a little farther than that, the shadow of the flag. Up and down to win the U.S. Open. It's going to depend on the lie. Wow.
It's a perfect lie. It's been a raked over area. It's flat. It's not too much uphill, which is a good thing, but she does have to carry it. I think she has to carry it over that ridge. If she doesn't get it all the way there past where the shadow of the flag starts, it's not going to get back to the hole there. So this is a tough shot because she has to carry it the whole way up there. Never mind that it's the 72nd hole.
Needing to get up and down to win the U.S. Women's Open. She'll have to make that. Otherwise, we would be headed for a playoff, which would be a 2-hole aggregate playoff, and they would play 14 and 18.
Wow. Totally chunked that. Again, she hasn't been in a bunker since the middle of the second round. Done all you can do, but you might have to do a little more.
Seoju Kim signing scorecard and wondering if she'll have to go back out there, hoping to go back out there. Sarah Jane Smith has been a pleasure to watch all week. Led by 3 after 36 holes. This for birdie at 18.
Good try, good try.
That would have gotten her into a tie for 4th. Sarah Jane Smith was even through her first 8 holes today, 6 over coming in. She taps this in and she will finish tied for 5th.
She did a pretty good job when the championship was out of reach, was trying to stay out of the way. Didn't grumble. And now the stage is set. For Aries, she's got to make this putt to win the U.S. Open and to avoid a colossal collapse. Losing a 7-shot lead.
Looking about 12 feet too. It's not an easy putt.
It's going to be up.
Little work.
It's an unbelievable thing to watch. It just shows you how hard golf is, how cruel golf can be. Of course, it's not over. She's going to get to go play off.
Provided this goes in, which it does.
Yeah, and I think she really thought she hit a good iron shot on 18.
The battery's ready for us too. Okay.
So a round of 73 today. A round of 1 over par after shooting 67, 70, 67.
It's one of the greatest Jekyll and Hyde performances you're ever going to see. Absolutely flawless on the front 9 today. Just couldn't get anything done on the back 9 after the triple bogey on 10. You know, just almost as if she thought she had it when she made the birdie on 9, Julie, and she let her guard down. And again, the cruelest of sports is this game of golf, or
Hyo-Joo Kim watching and knowing that she will continue here today at Shoal Creek. Ariya Jutanugarn just absolutely dominant for the first 63 holes of her championship. Starting the back nine today with a triple. Losing the lead, making bogey at 18, and now having to go to a 2-hole aggregate playoff.
I think 17 was the killer there. You know, par 5, she's got 8 iron in hand to lay up.
Well, the 2-hole aggregate playoff, and then after that, if still tied, sudden death. And that is the case for the USGA at all 4 USGA Open Championships. Well, this has been an absolute thrill to cover, and this roller coaster ride has been shocking at points, because I think the three of us, as we welcome you into the booth, I'm Joe Buck along with Paul Azinger and Julie Inkster. The three of us thought this was Ariya Jutanugarn's championship. She had it by the throat and let it go, and now she's going to have to win in a playoff if she's going to take home the trophy.
I think maybe she thought she had it too, as Paul alluded to, you know, that triple and then a bogey on 12, which is the hardest hole in the golf course. I'm going to give her a pass on that. But I think 17 was a real turning point right there. You know, par 5, she's laying up with an 8-iron, pulls it left. You know, and Hyo-Joo Kim, she just plugged away. She had 5 birdies today, no bogeys. Yesterday she played very well. She's, you know, great putter of the golf ball, and that's really how she got here, is rolling the rock.
And now the challenge is, can I collect myself? Can I regroup? Can I turn this whole thing around? I mean, you know, it's hard to watch that. It just is hard to watch that. She had it. You're right. She had both hands on the trophy, honestly. And I think maybe she felt that way when she made that long birdie putt on 9. Her feel was amazing. And, you know, when she hit that shot on 9, I looked at you and I remember mouthing to you, she's feeling it. But the shocking tee shot on 10, I think, and then to be careless on her layup there on 10, Julie, that cost her too. She made some really, maybe a couple bad decisions, but her execution just left her. And it just shows you the strength of the mind and the weakness of the mind, in my opinion. And, you know, it's not a team game, it's an individual game, and she knows that. It's not like you and your team let this get away. She's let this get away, and but she still has a chance. Thank goodness for her to kind of right the ship here.
To me, when she had to wait at 16, playing as the 4th toughest hole here today, then stepped up there, hit the shot she hit, made the putt, made birdie, you think, okay, she's got it back. But then, as you say, Julie, on 17, a par 5, she should handle. She ends up with a bogey, had to make a great putt just to make bogey. That second shot is the shot you have to circle, the layup. That didn't give her a real chance to get it close at 17.
And you look at Kim. I mean, Kim had a makeable birdie putt on 17. She makes that. She's got the championship. So I don't know. This is a dogfight, these next 2 holes. I don't know what's going to happen.
Well, we'll look at the leaderboard as we prepare for this playoff. And now, for the first time in a long, long time, Ariya Jutanugarn's name is not at the top, albeit in a tie with Hyo-Joo Kim at 11 under par. And you see the difference in their 4th rounds today to the right, 73 compared to 67. And we'll give you some of the highlights. Here is Jutanugarn at the opening hole here today, second shot. And this was the beginning, Paul, of a great first 9 holes.
And what appeared, you know, that the idea here is that you want to win more than you're afraid to lose. And at this point, she had the I want to win look in her eyes. She had the calmness, the feel. And after the triple on 10, it became of a more I don't want to lose attitude. You see basketball teams go on defense with a nice lead occasionally, and football teams can do it as well.
It was almost too easy for her. In the first 54 holes, she was playing like that too, and then all of a sudden she gets a little hiccup.
Well, here's Hyo-Joo Kim, who makes that putt and starting to make some noise now. Here is Ariya at 6. The par 5, the second shot was just terrific.
It was, and it's not easy to draw a long iron. She carried it a long, long way. Blistered the front 9. Easy 2-putt birdie there for Aria.
And now you go to 9, the hole you talk about.
A wonderful shot on 9. Hit a 9-iron in there and made this terrific putt. And something happened here. I don't know what it was. There's 7 shots clear.
Here she is at 10, and this tee shot.
It's a dangerous tee shot. Only playing 400 yards. And
we haven't seen her hit one of those all week.
Not even close. And this was for double bogey after a drop and a poor layup from the drop.
So she makes triple bogey at the 10th. And now here is Hyo-Joo Kim at 12. Bang, the birdie putt.
That's on the hardest hole in the course. She hit a hybrid in there. This was a poor shot by Aria right here after a poor tee shot. She missed a bunch of fairways on the back. She lost control of her trajectory on the back. Her field changed. Everything changed. Can't call timeout in golf. You got to keep going. And this right here was an amazing reversal of fortune. It looked like 2 putts would be great. Try not to 3-putt. In it goes.
But this is where I thought Aria really righted the ship. She had a great drive on 15, a good second shot, missed the putt, but then hit a beautiful 7-iron in here and just stuffs it. After waiting like 10 minutes to hit that shot. So now we're all thinking, all right, she's riding the ship.
She makes birdie, 13 under, 2 up. Now Hyo-Joo Kim for birdie at 17. And this is the putt you talked about a moment ago, Julia. That goes in, and she had a great look at it. She would have ended up winning in regulation. Here's that chunked shot from behind the green at 17, and all the trouble at 17 set up by a bad layup with the second shot. This bogey putt finds the bottom of the cup. So she's leading by 1, and here at 18, having to get up and down from the bunker to win the U.S. Women's Open Championship. She makes bogey, and now we are looking at the 2 participants at 14 for this playoff.
Oh, so they've already got all your stuff?
Oh yeah, they've had it since Kingsman.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, Jane, congratulations. Aria, congratulations. This, just a reminder, this is a 2-hole aggregate playoff, and you will draw for the order of play. So, Aria? 2. So, Ho-Jin? You will be 1. Very good. All right.
So here we go, 2-hole aggregate playoff. And Hyo-Joo Kim has gone bogey and then 3 straight pars through her 4 cracks at this 14th hole.
Kim has won 15 times out here. She's just the player that Aria doesn't want to see, I'm sure. She drives it dead straight, hasn't missed a fairway, I don't know, since early on in her round, and
she's only missed 5 all week.
There you go. So she's got to fit this ball between those bunkers. She gets to go first. Advantage Kim right out of the gate. She just makes it look easy. Aria's going to have to go with that long iron again. I'm surprised if she pulls 3 wood. This is her bread and butter club, her go-to club, and now she needs to find her go-to shot. missed his fairway right earlier, and that's headed for the bunkers. That is a big difference right there. Just a couple of inches to the right. First cut, actually very playable. That second cut, you're going to have to get lucky.
She scrambled for par at this 14th earlier. There have been 12 total U.S. Women's Open playoffs. The last two with this aggregate format of 3 holes, the last one being in 2016. Brittany Lang was the champion, Anna Nordquist the runner-up. Now it's a 2-hole aggregate playoff. And as you look at the leaderboard, we will show you the future sites for the U.S. Women's Open Championship as we go through the years. Next year, the U.S. Women's Open will make its first appearance at the Country Club of Charleston. 2019 will mark the second time the Women's Open will visit South Carolina, the first since 1962. Cypress Creek Course at Champions Golf Club in Houston, Texas will host for the first time and only the second visit to the state of Texas when they host the 75th U.S. Women's Open in 2020. The Lake Course at the Olympic Club in San Francisco will host our National Open for the first time when it hosts its 11th USGA Championship in 2021. Then it's Pine Needles Lodge and Golf Club make history when they host its 4th U.S. Women's Open Championship, more than any other course, and in 5 years, for the first time, Pebble Beach will host the oldest championship in women's golf when it hosts the 2023 U.S. Women's Open, which is where we will be, by the way, for the U.S. Amateur late summer.
That's quite a lineup of great championship golf courses.
I'm really looking forward to the Olympic Club and Pebble Beach right in my backyard.
Tickets for the 2019 U.S. Women's Open at the historic Country Club of Charleston are now officially on sale. Visit usga.org and click the icon for tickets and more information. We're told Hyo-Joo Kim will be first to play here on the first hole at 14. Brad Faxon is down there now. Brad?
Yep, I'm down here. And Kim has a perfect lie. She got 120 yards, 114 at the front. Ideal angle, absolutely perfect.
Our man Ken Brown did a brownie point from the left side of this fairway, showing the significance because the green sits at a 45-degree angle to the players, Brad. This is exactly where you want to be. The hole in the front of the green right here makes it all important to be in the fairway. Advantage Kim at this moment. Bad angle for Arya, and she's in the rough.
She's in the deep rough with a flyer lie. She's 106 yards, not a good angle, but she had this shot earlier today and knows what it plays like, but she has a big flyer lie, dry Bermuda rough. It's going to go, so she's going to have to try and bounce it up to get it close.
I think this shot really all depends on what Kim does here. I mean, if she stuffs it, I think our area is going to have to get a little more aggressive.
Regulation play. Kim hit this fairway and then tugged her second shot way to the left. A little farther back now than she was earlier, about 7 yards. It might make a difference. Instead of a finesse, she's going to go full.
Pitching wedge.
Side of the green for Hyo-Joo Kim. Now Ariel.
Too close to where it went earlier, maybe a little bit further. Okay, just a little left of it now, like the A on the USGA.
Sand wedge.
Shot. Beautiful shot. I mean, there's not too many ladies can hit that shot right there with speed and get it to sit down. That's impressive.
Bit of a deep breath from Ariya Jutanugarn.
Well, this Bermuda rough, it's tough to legislate sometimes how that ball is going to come out, how it's going to react. You have to evaluate the lie, and then experience tells you what that ball is going to do. She's only 22, but she's seasoned as a player.
Beautiful footwork there, too.
So both find the green in regulation here at 14. Total score for these two holes, and it's still tied on to sudden death.
Arnold Palmer let a 7-shot lead get away in 1966, Joe. He shot 39 on the back 9 while Billy Casper dropped a little 32 on him, and Billy Casper beat him the next day in an 18-hole playoff. This isn't uncharted territory, but it sure is a shocker. Nobody expected to see this, and certainly none of us up here, as Ariya was just rolling along, steamrolling along.
Hoju played very well, too. I mean, she didn't make any mistakes. And, you know, make a couple mistakes, and it just gets compounded. But you know what? She's still in it. Hoju still has a chance to win, too.
This is what you talk about a lot, Paul. Somebody at the top can stumble, but somebody from behind has to step up, and that's exactly what has happened with Hyo-Joo Kim.
You know, I'll go back to the Masters. Patrick Reed and Rory McIlroy. Reed with a 3-shot lead starting out, bogeyed 1. McIlroy made a good par. Reed hit a poor shot on number 2, and McIlroy stuffed it in there for eagle. And all of a sudden, McIlroy had that eagle putt to tie the lead, and I just don't think he was ready that soon for that to happen. Kim was ready today, albeit it took a while longer. But when her time came, she's been ready, and now we'll just see how this playoff goes. But what a shocker for all of us.
I do like this 2-hole playoff instead of an 18-hole playoff. I just think I would lost an 18-hole playoff, and it's just so hard to come back and get yourself up.
So on this first playoff hole, a birdie putt for Hyo-Joo Kim. Oh, what a putt!
24 putts yesterday for Kim, only 25 putts today. And another bomb, a dagger.
Added to the growing list of long putts made by Hyo-Joo Kim.
As I said, the very player you don't want to see standing on that tee waiting for you for a playoff. Hyo-Joo Kim is some player.
Ariya Jutanugarn applauding that putt. That's the 7th birdie here at 14 today, playing as the 8th easiest hole. Now a birdie putt to try to answer from Ariya.
She kind of scooped that a little bit. It's just weird to me that she would clap after her opponent made that putt. I'd be in another place in a different zone. I might have glared at her more before I hope she hasn't resigned herself to the inevitable here. She is too good a player.
So the lead is 1 for Hyo-Joo Kim.
You know, sometimes you learn from your experiences, Joe, and then other times you never recover from them. And this could be one of those moments, you know, for Ariya.
Very good. Another look at the birdie for Hyo-Joo. Cool customer.
What I say. The pressure shows up in that putter so often.
And when you have the ability to make putts from anywhere on the green, it puts a ton of pressure on your opponent.
Well, that's right.
So now one more hole in this aggregate playoff. We go to 18, and we'll give you another look at it.
Yeah, through the chute of trees, 416 yards downhill. The fairway slopes a little bit left to right. That bunker very much in play, and that is a no-go from there. And a dangerous second shot with a hole cut on the extreme left side of the green. The water's in play. Putting it in the fairway here is critical. I believe Ariel will hit that long iron again. Kim striping that driver. Only 5 missed fairways for the entire championship. That is remarkable. This is a tight golf course. Third hardest hole in the championship. Only 2 birdies here today.
And just to underline this one more time, it was a 7-shot lead for Ariya Jutanugarn with 9 holes to play. She was 16 under. Hyo-Joo Kim was 9 under. A bogey at 18 by Jutanugarn. What led to this 2-hole aggregate playoff, and now Ariya is trailing for the first time since the front 9 yesterday.
Be interesting if she takes that 3-wood out here, gets a little closer so she can hit a more of a lofted club, or if she'll stick with the iron.
She looks like she's laboring a little bit, you know, with her hands on her hips. And she played 28 holes yesterday with that 4 o'clock wake-up call. We don't know how she slept last night. 4-shot lead's never easy. Now here she is, down by 1 to one of the most steady players on the LPGA Tour.
Hyo-Joo Kim, the back 9, shot 34, while Ariya 5 over 41.
Bunker's 250 to carry. I'm not sure that Ariya can carry it, or either player can carry that bunker, driver or 3-wood. Slightly downhill, just teeniest of breezes in their face.
Good shot.
That's fairway.
Got a nice kick.
Driver short
Side.
of the bunker. That's exactly where she was in regulation.
And now the 22-year-old Ariya Jutanugarn.
If I'm Jutanugarn, I'm hitting the iron here. I'm just going to try to cover up my opponent and beat her on my second shot.
Looks like what she's doing.
That is dreadful right there. Terrible angle from the thick rough. Not looking good at all for Ariya Jutanugarn at the moment. Got to give Kim a lot of credit. The way she played today, just rock steady, no bogeys. Only player in the field, Hyo-Joo Kim, to not make a bogey.
This was the par putt for Kim at 18.
She had mud on her ball on her second shot. She played a smart shot out to the right. Difficult 2-putt from a long ways off. Now this was to win the championship.
And with that miss, and then the subsequent tap in for bogey, into the playoff we went, and now the upper hand for Hyo-Joo Kim. This has been some reversal.
Yeah, and I think she has a huge upper hand here. She's right in the middle of the fairway. Ariya has a bad line to the pin, plus coming out of the rough, she's got no way to stop that ball. It's been a huge turn of events, and you know, as Paul says, she's young. She's 22. You know, hopefully she learns from this. Hopefully it doesn't derail her career because she's such a great player, and you know, just hope she can move on.
Well, it doesn't look good, as you say. Coming from the rough, got to carry the bunker, and as I say, sometimes you learn from your experiences, and you know, sometimes you never recover from them. She's pretty young. I think she can recover from this, but if this gets away from her, it'll stick with her for the rest of her life. It's just a heartbreaking game. Golf has ripped my heart out more than once, I can promise you that. It's also brought me great joy. And but right now, we're looking at a player here who's going to get her heart ripped out if this doesn't turn around here at the moment, and it doesn't look like it's going to. And I feel for her. She had the easy layup, one of the worst layups maybe ever on 17 to hit it in that rough. And it's just hard to watch it. It's hard to call it. It's hard to watch it, but it is what it is. Sports is cruel.
I think if you didn't feel sorry for her, you wouldn't have a heart.
Yeah.
You know, we've all been there. I've been there. But you know what? I think Ariel will handle this well. I think she'll meet the media if this turns out to be the way it is. You know, I think she'll, you know, go up there and handle it like a professional, and hopefully she will move on.
How's the lie, Brad?
And it's certainly not over yet.
No, it's not.
And we got Bradley down there on the fairway.
Well, she couldn't have got a better lie. There's no grass behind it. It might be a little bit of a flyer. She's got these trees that are reaching over, so she's got to hook this ball about 10 or 15 yards. But I think she's got a pretty good play from here. She's 176. She can carry this bunker and have it roll all the way back to the flagstick with it coming out of the rough. I don't think it's that hard of a shot. So you guys get a little more optimistic in there.
I know. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, let's not hand this championship trophy to Hyo-Joo Kim yet. Remember, Kim did miss 2 irons left coming down the stretch at 14 and 15. So there's still opportunity for Area. Just going to take a good shot out of that left rough.
Folks, it's a lot harder to hook a ball out of the rough than it is to cut it. She's got to draw this. She's got a clean lie. Can she get enough club on this ball to hit a draw? Caught a little knuckleball there.
Got a little bit of a break. Unfortunately, hit off a spectator. Bounced back up.
And now Hyo-Joo Kim.
She's got 172 back there. That can't be her target. She's got to aim right in the center of the green. There's a tall tree. There's the Rolex watch. She's got a little bit of a tight lie, so it'll be got to make good contact.
Easiest bunker shot in the world. You've got to go through a little bit of a valley to the green sitting up on a plateau. A lot of different levels on this green.
It's pretty much the same shot Area had.
It is. She's got the luxury of a one-shot lead. Both players missing the green.
I think Area has the easier up and down here, hitting it over the green. She'll be putting back up the hill a little bit.
Hyo-Joo Kim has only made 2 bogeys in the last 45 holes, 1 bogey in the last 36 holes. So she's got a pretty solid bunker game.
6 of 8 in sand saves during the week.
You got to feel right now that Kim, anytime she gets on the green, she's going to have a chance to make that putt.
Talked about Area winning at Kings Mill, won in a 2-hole playoff just a couple of weeks ago. And a nice round of applause for these 2 competitors battling here in this 2-hole aggregate playoff. Hyo-Joo Kim with a 1-shot lead. Talked earlier about South Korean-born players who have won 7 of the last 10 U.S. Women's Open Championships. Hyo-Joo Kim trying to add to that, make it 8 of 11. Arya Jutanugarn from Thailand, 7-shot lead with 9 to go, and now trailing by 1 here at 18. Hyo-Joo Kim will be first to play.
As long as they don't move.
And she's going to have to thank Les, Aria's caddy. It's in the exact same spot where she was. The rake job is perfect. It's a great lie. But Paul, it's the same shot. She's got to choose whether she's going to hit a low running shot, see if she can run it up to that ledge, or if she has to fly it all the way back there. And that's a scary shot to make that full of a swing.
Well, she's been the best around the greens this week. Only 4 times has she failed to get it up and in, which is remarkable around here.
Don't you think that has a lot to do with her putting?
Yes, I do. It always does.
Yeah, she can. It just seems like she can make it from anywhere, and it's not only. I mean, she's plowing them right in the middle of the heart.
You know, this is either you're going to clip it, which, you know, it forces you to get close to the ball, or you're going to hit some kind of a chunk and run through the valley and up the slope. It's all going to depend on how you feel. She tried to clip it, which is pretty brave in my opinion, and it didn't make it. So it's going to roll back down and maybe all the way down into that valley, and it has. So an opportunity for Arya to get this thing up and down and extend this playoff, if of course Kim misses.
Now Arya Jutanugarn.
It's a pretty clear line. The ball's a little bit below her feet, but the distance she has to fly this, I don't think she can really get it high enough to land it on the green. It kind of runs away from her right to left.
Yeah, I think you just try to land like regulars and rough against the shorter grass.
Go this way?
Yes. That is just perfect if you don't move, okay?
I think the shot here has to land in the rough or just in the fringe.
It's all about getting the speed right. You never know. She could hold this shot. You've got to get the speed right. It's a pretty good shot under the circumstances.
This putt will be for the win for Hyo-Joo Kim. 3-time winner on the LPGA Tour, including the 2014 Evian Championship, a major. And she fired that opening round 61. Final round 67 has put her in this position. That long birdie putt at 14 has her 1 up.
This putt's a little bit longer than Aria's putt was before in regulation, so she's got a little bit more of the uphill to go through, and then Aria's putt never continued to break to the right. But Kim smoked the field in strokes gained today. Almost gained 6 shots just on the putting green.
Will have a tap-in bogey. And opportunity for Arya.
I think she felt like had she hit it a little harder, she had it. A little bit of a teach there. Jutanugarn. She's got to make this to extend the playoff.
And force sudden death, which would pick up back at 14.
Strong. That's heart right there.
So they finish tied after the 2-hole aggregate.
It'd be nice if we had some cards. Those are some pretty severe hits.
Now they will go back to 14.
Playing lady!
Well done.
They got a huge hill to walk up to get to that 14th tee.
So I gave the resume for Hyoju Kim. Jutanugarn is a major champion. She has 8 career wins. She is also 22 from Thailand. Her and her sister, who have shown, Moria, inspiring a generation of female golfers. A couple of whom we saw during this championship this week.
I can't believe they're making him walk.
I know. They asked, I'll give them that.
Well, here's David Fay. David?
They were offered the ride.
Oh, they were?
Yes, they were. And, you know, throughout the championship, going from 9 to 10, they were given a ride. So, but no, they were offered a ride.
Well, you folks at the USGA aren't that heartless after all. I felt like you were pretty heartless when I was trying to slay some of those courses back in the day.
Well, maybe they didn't like the taxi fare.
Well, for Aria, she has been a USGA champion, won the 2011 U.S. Junior Girls at Olympia Fields. And these two are trading shots and now in sudden death. As we've had during the course of the week, uninterrupted coverage of the USGA Championships on Fox is presented by Rolex.
You know, Joe, I think this is the 14th hole is a more difficult tee shot for Aria than it is for Kim. She's just driven it through a donut hole the entire championship. Kim has with her driver, while Aria's longer. She has missed this fairway 2 times in a row.
Well, I think Hyoju can just aim at that left-hand bunker, and with her length, she will not get in it. So I think it's an easier shot for her. Aria needs to lay back a little bit to stay short of that left bunker.
Yeah, she's put her wood in the bag, I think, for the rest of the championship. Aria has, so that her power, her strength is no longer an advantage. Unless she makes a different decision here, which I'd be very surprised.
And you got to think Hyoju's strength is her putting, and she still has that.
Jutanugarn keeps a cover on her long iron.
We got to walk.
It's a real weapon for her. And there it is. So it's
neither player, Paul, could get up and down out of that bunker at 18 to win this championship, and that's why we're playing on.
It was sitting right in her lap. She hits that stinger kind of Tiger Woods looking bullet with this club, but for whatever reason, she tends to aim right here. Beautiful hole, elevated tee shot. The water on the left not in play, but all the bunkers are in play. It's the first shot she's backed off of all.
Right side of the fairway. Right
Well, they talk about being committed.
She smothered it. She smothered a bunch of shots coming in. Brad alluded to that earlier, that she'd lost her trajectory control with her fairway wood and with her long iron.
If this sudden death playoff were to continue past this 14th hole, back to 18 we would go. Another fairway found for Hyo-Joo Kim. Well, these two have been battling now, and again, this is sudden death, so it can end here at 14. There have been 7 birdies here at 14 today, if you count Hyo-Joo Kim's during the aggregate playoff. And then the answer getting up and down from behind the green at 18 for Ariya Jutanugarn. Now the second shots yet again here at 14.
Well, there's good news, bad news here, Joe. Good news is she's got the angle. The bad news is she's got a very unpredictable lie. It's
like 25.
I think you hit the exact same shot you've been hitting, just with that club. Yep.
What shot to the pin?
The pin's 34.
So I'm gonna aim at the pin. Keep it at 20.
Perfect. Yeah. Okay.
The ball's down here. I think the shot to play here has got to be a lower trajectory shot. If you're going to hope to try to hit this high, I think it could come out fluffy and stay well short of the green.
It's some of the most unpredictable rough in all of golf, this Bermuda grass. It's common Bermuda. Let's see if she gets this right. Big time flyer. She's hit about 3 or 4 flyers here.
Sorry.
The last 4 or 5 times from the rough, she's hit some big old flyers.
It's just hard to play this golf course from the rough. You know, we talked about it all week.
Club, yeah.
Fairways are key.
Like, it's like a one.
Now Kim.
Just a slight control, yes. Yes. Straight behind.
Just 2 yards longer than her shot earlier. 122 yards, wedge.
Exactly what she needed to do.
She knows that putt. Maybe a little longer moments ago, but in good position on the green in 2, with Ariya off the green in that back bunker.
She's only been in 1 bunker since Friday, Joe, and that was on 18 in regulation with a chance to get up and down to win this championship. She wasn't able to do it. She's 50% on the year. It's kind of like a weather report. They give you that 50-50 chance. That's like the big cop-out, so who knows how she's going to hit this.
She is 34th on tour in sand saves. She needs 1 here. With Hyo-Joo Kim. Good look at birdie.
Kim, just one of the most polished players out here, Julia. She's won a major championship. She's got several wins under her belt. She drives it dead straight, you know, and it's hard to beat somebody like that.
We have a lot of polished players, but she is one of them. I mean, she just keeps playing her game. So Young Ruse is about the same. NB, they just hit it straight. They hit it on the green. They've got great short games. I mean, really, her game is built for an Open because she doesn't make many mistakes and she doesn't beat herself.
Brad, how is it?
It's a good lie. It's a little bit uphill. She doesn't have to fly this very far. She just has to hit it high. It's going to get all the way down there to the hole if she can just land it on this green. The trickiest part about this is how far left she has to aim because it's going to kick pretty hard to the right when it lands.
There's your 50-50 right there.
That's a real touch of class right there. She slipped that club right past that ball. Very brave.
Another chance with a made putt to win for Hyo-Joo Kim.
This putt is almost on the identical line as where she holed her birdie putt from before. It's a little bit closer. The difference is the shadowing right now. There's no sun on her line. She should know this putt, but that last putt she made, she hit that pretty hard.
Well, she also hit it out of the bunker the same exact line and saw that break too, so she had 3 shots at it.
Dirty golf ball at the end of a week's worth of dirty golf balls here at Shoal Creek with all the rain. This putt to win the U.S. Women's Open Championship. Just slides by.
A great effort. What an effort that was.
Please do it.
Now it's down to this. Imagine how you'd feel at home.
She made one a little bit longer at 18 to get into sudden death.
For a pretty at home, I'd go good. Go to the 18th hole. Beautiful swing. That's a beautiful up and down for her.
Yeah, these two have been so good inside 4 feet the entire championship.
This to extend. And on to 18 we go again. What a battle.
Look how good this looked and for how long it looked good.
Just a bit outside.
So back to 18 we go. Kim has had no issues finding the fairway. That has not been the case for Jutanugarn.
She smothered.
What will it be this time around?
She smothered her last 2 long irons, Joe. You know, this may be a time for the caddy to step in and say, let's go ahead and rock and roll that 3-wood and try to get an advantage on this girl. Kim, she's got a lot of distance in that 3-wood. She probably hit it 20 or 30 yards farther than she's hitting that long iron, and she hasn't exactly striped the long iron. So she's got a decision to make here. She's going to go first, and that's an enviable place to be in a playoff like this. It's not like Kim would have to make any kind of a decision on 18 if Aria puts it in the fairway and hits it a mile down there. Kim's hitting driver no matter what. Remarkable to go around Shoal Creek and only miss 5 fairways for the championship. Several intimidating looking tee shots here on this tree-lined golf course, Julie, and the rough comes in quite a ways on a lot of these holes.
You know, good thing about Hee-Jung, her driver only hits 245, you know, 230 to 245, so she's going to lay back all those bunkers, so she can just go ahead and rip at them. Aria has a little different game plan here. I'm sure they're wishing they were playing a hole that was downhill, so they're having to walk up to these tees.
Well, really, the only one with a decision to make is Aria, Tanya Garn, and we'll just see what she does. It's going to be a team decision, I think. Her and her caddy, but it may have already been made.
So we're in sudden death, second hole of sudden death.
Sure.
We've talked about this week. For the first time ever, some of the greatest names in the women's game will be teeing it up this July at the inaugural U.S. Senior Women's Open Championship. Middle July, the 12th through the 15th at iconic Chicago Golf Club. Learn more at usga.org and be sure to catch the championship's final rounds on Saturday, the 14th, Sunday, the 15th on FS1.
Aria has not hit this fairway today. She missed it yesterday. This is her
from the right.
4th try.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Yes,
that's correct.
And that's how it's done right there. And my mistake, she did hit this in regulation. Missed the green with 8 iron and made bogey today.
She's gone birdie, par, bogey, and then parred it. First time around in the playoff, and now Kim, who has gone par, birdie, par, bogey during the playoff, and here we are again.
Just a carbon copy of her last 2.
I mean, she's hit 3 in a row, literally.
Probably in the same divot.
Within 5 feet of each other. You see the power of Aria being able to hit that long iron past Kim's driver.
All right, well, let's look at the playoff and go back to the first hole of the aggregate playoff, and taking the upper hand was Hyo-Joo Kim at 14 with a birdie.
That was some effort right there.
And now the second playoff hole. Second shot at 18 finds sand.
She had to hit that heavy. She needed to lay that out to the right to secure this championship. She went right at the flag. And a poor bunker shot, but I felt like she was trying to clip that. You see all the spin on that, Joe. And just wasn't rewarded. You had to be pretty courageous to fly it up on top of that little plateau there. This was a great shot. The focus here had to be on the pace of this shot more than anything. And it's trickled on by a little farther than you'd like.
But just a great up and down.
Yes, it was.
Here's the chance for Hyo-Joo Kim to win it. Can't get it to go.
Pretty good effort there. I think she felt if she'd have hit it, she'd have won. Now this to keep the playoff alive. Dead center. Showed a lot of heart there.
Now the third playoff hole as we got into sudden death. And how about this out of the bunker?
Delicate little shot here, Julie. Faxon called it. You got to barely get it out of the bunker and let it trickle on down, and that's just what she did.
Yeah, she drew that up perfectly.
Another chance to win it. Great putt. Just didn't go.
And her speed has just been perfect all day. It's like when she misses a putt, it's only a foot past.
So now both in the fairway here at 18 again.
Well, this is a dangerous shot if you're going first. It looks like Kim will be going first. She's got the one now to have to make a decision. How aggressive do I want to be? I'm just going to shoot for the middle here. I'm not going to take on this really, dangerous hole location in that back left corner. Only 2 birdies here all day.
Kim will be first to play.
Well, she's driven it in the fairway, but it's 13 yards farther from the hole than it was in the first go around here. She does have a much better lie. I really think that tight lie she had caused that iron shot to come up a little bit short. Now from 185, she's got to carry it another 15 yards from the front of the green, which is 143. So she's got to carry it almost 160 to get it over the bunker into the wind.
She's got to be looking outside of that right side of that left bunker. I think if you can put the pressure on, just get the ball on the green, put the pressure back on area, especially from 185.
That's okay.
Probably wants to fly this thing 170.
I think, yeah.
Both players hit a lovely little draw as their natural shot.
From the right.
No draw. She got up out of that. And not a good place to be right there. Advantage now for Arctic area.
Yeah, really.
And she draws the ball a little more than Kim does naturally, Julie.
Yeah, I think she got a little bit aggressive on that first play on the regulation 18. She's just got to be looking just to the right at that Rolex sign and just let it draw in her natural draw.
Remember, Tanya Garn probably got an 8 or 9 iron.
I would think it has to be 7 here to carry the bunker today, right now into the wind. Big deep breath.
She's missed this green twice today.
Adrenaline's a real thing. She just flushed that. That doesn't look like the best of lies, sitting in a furrow.
It's been right to left.
As long as that furrow's going towards the hole, and it is, it won't be terrible. That was a 7 iron. Brad was right. She just flushed it.
And was surprised at the result. Let's remember where we've been. I mean, this is the 4th straight event. As you look at Sister Moria trying to wish that ball onto the green, but into the bunker it went. The 4th straight event on the tour that has been rain interrupted, and because of that, Aria had to get up yesterday at 4 o'clock in the morning. She didn't get the alert that they were going to start an hour later, so she gets up at 4 a.m., plays 28 holes. I don't think could have played any better. Played a terrific first 9 holes today. It came apart on the second 9 holes, but here she is battling, as is Hyo Joo Kim, the end of a long, muggy week here at Shoal Creek, and well, my hat's off to the way these two have played here down the stretch. Yeah, there have been mistakes, but man, this is the end of a long, hot week.
Long, hot week. You know, they have been playing. They have been getting up early in the morning and getting out here and trying to play, trying to finish. The course is wet. It's hard to walk. But they've seen some amazing golf.
Brad, what do you see down there?
I can't imagine a harder bunker shot to have to hit in the finals of the U.S. Women Open here in a playoff. You're going to get a look at the lie. It's an uphill lie. See the plug mark from her ball. The sand is really soft, so it's a really uphill, severely uphill, soft sanded lie. She has to fly it a good 80 feet to get it up to that top shelf. There's no way to chunk and run this. It's got to be close to the ball, and that's a hard shot on an uphill lie.
If you want to chunk and run it, you got to hit some kind of 7 or 8 iron or something, Brad. And I don't know if anybody's really ready to do that in this situation.
No, I'd be shocked if this could get up to the top hill, you know, anywhere close to where she was before, which is 20 feet away.
There's a lot of tiers in these greens, and this one has another one. You see that it's up to a flat, down through a valley, and then back up to where the hole is cut.
This is a shot players don't practice a lot, taking less than a full lofted sand wedge.
And usually this ball will come out to the right.
Pretty darn good. Taking everything into consideration. Pretty darn good. Yeah, she did that just right. That ball got right out in front of the face. I don't understand the clapping for your opponent, but it's a different world. This whole Twitter world and the social media, it changes everything, hasn't it? Now, Brad, these furrows look like they're going pretty much at the hole here.
Well, you know, the bad part for Aria, she's got a downhill lie here in the ball. You can only, about a quarter of the ball's, you know, underneath the level of the sand. So this ball is not going to have any spin. So she's going to have to play the ball forward, I think, weight forward and really just fly it like the last shot, just a short distance. Even on the fringe, you'll get it there. It won't spin.
Oh, so good. What a shot. Aria Jutanugarn throws the pressure right onto Hyo Joo Kim.
Wow, that is the real deal right there. Let's take another look at this. What a shot. She clipped that thing as well as you could possibly ask for.
I'm not sure you could go up there and place it there and hit it any better.
Take another look. And you heard it. Just swept that sand. Mom and sister love it.
A smile.
Kim respects it.
Well, Hyo Joo Kim has had 2 putts to win. Now she has a putt to stay alive.
Left all the way, Joe. Aria had to move her mark. She's going to put it back, and the outcome now is clear.
Hyo Joo Kim gave it everything she had. And Aria Jutanugarn lost the lead. Made a bogey at 18 in regulation, but with this, has won the U.S. Women's Open Championship.
Good job.
With her older sister, Moria, there to celebrate with her. What a moment, and what a fight.
See the emotion now just come flooding out. Imagine had she had lost, that emotion being so different, Joe.
But you know, she handled herself with class. She handles herself with poise. At 22 years old, I mean, she could have gotten mad. She could have gotten thrown the towel in. She did the same thing. She made a lot of great shots out of the rough just to make pars and a lot of great scrambling.
And how about the sportsmanship? Applauding her opponent's greatness.
Area. Yes. Congratulations. So happy for you.
She's got her second major championship. First player from Thailand to win a U.S. Open.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's as great a bunker shot as you'll ever see a player hit in a situation like that, Joe. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. There's a lot of pressure here. Not a great lie.
Just a slap of the sand and a tap in to win. What a championship this turned out to be.
What a difference in emotion for Ariya Jutanugarn. Had she lost this championship, devastation would have set in. Instead, complete and utter joy, that close to getting your heart ripped out, and instead, you're a hero of your nation.
I mean, the sky's the limit for her. I mean, she can do whatever she wants. I mean, her game's good, her long game's good, and her mental aspect was tested today. And she hung in there, and she came out on top.
The level of respect I think she earned today, with the ability to play like that in the playoff. Just a shock to all of us that she could lose a 7-shot lead. She led the field in birdies. She drove it fantastic starting out. She just was the most steady, and then it all came undone with a big number at the 10th. She managed to win anyway.
Little sister tapping big sister on the head. It's cute.
In 1998, Se-Ri Pak won a playoff to win the U.S. Women's Open Championship at 20 years old and inspired an entire generation of young Korean women to play this game. And boy, it has been a major shift in the game because of Se-Ri Pak and what she has meant to young Korean-born players. And now Ariya Jutanugarn is inspiring an entire generation, already has, but even more so with a win here. First from Thailand to win a U.S. Open championship. Let's go to Shane Bacon.
Thanks, Joe. And introduce a few people here. First, from the USGA's Executive Committee, Martha Lang, the President of the USGA, Mark Newell, our low amateur, Patty Tavatanakit, tied for 5th place, runner-up, Hyuju Kim, and our champion, Ariya Jutanugarn.
What a spectacular finish. Truly one for the ages. Let's give a round of applause for these fantastic players. I'd like to give a special thanks to the members of Shoal Creek for their incredible dedication this wet and challenging week. This could not have been such an outstanding U.S. Women's Open without you and the terrific support of all of our volunteers and all of you fans. And now it is my honor to present the medal for low amateur in the 73rd U.S. Women's Open Championship. Congratulations to Patty Tavatanakit. And for a great week of play from our runner-up, we are honored to present the silver medal to Hoo Joo Kim. Since 1895, the USGA has awarded a gold medal to the winners of our championships. The U.S. Women's Open champion also receives a trophy named in honor of former USGA President Hardin S. Semple. It is now my honor to present the gold medal and this magnificent trophy to the champion of the 73rd U.S. Women's Open, Ariya Jutanugarn.
Hey, Ariya. Well, that had to be one of the craziest emotional roller coasters that you've ever gone through in your career. Just take us through the last 5 minutes of your life. You hit the best bunker shot of this entire championship to win this trophy and win this championship.
You know, like, it's pretty good for me to have chance to play off because I didn't have good back nine, but, you know, I didn't hit real good in my playoff, but end up, like, hit pretty good bunker shots, so it's pretty good for me.
Yeah, and people have talked a lot about how your attitude this season has changed. You've really stepped it up, and your confidence has gone up a lot this year in 2018. How are you able to keep yourself in the game, keep yourself mentally focused when it seemed to be slipping away?
Actually, it's pretty tough for me because, you know, it's always up and down in my life. And, you know, for me, it's just like, don't put too much expectation and just, like, make sure I do the thing under my control. Don't think about the outcome.
It was an interesting week. You lost your golf clubs to start the week in the airlines. You only got to play 9 holes in a practice round, and then you go through 27 holes yesterday and then this long day today. How tired are you after all this?
Right now, not really. You know, I end up pretty good, so I'm okay now.
Well, congrats. Great play, and congratulations on the trophy. Back to you, Joe.
Shane, thank you. This was just such a fun championship to cover. And in the end, it's Ariya Jutanugarn holding the trophy. You thought it was hers halfway through this final round. Then she lost the grip, got it back, and now she's not letting go of that hardware. You look at the final leaderboards, and Paul, you're first up. This was something to behold.
Well, it was, and I think what really stands out is that Ariya treats this sport like a game, and she showed great sportsmanship there at the end. The applauding and all that is something that, you know, we loved golf back in our day, but it was just different. You know, you weren't applauding your opponent, you were so zeroed in and dialing what you were doing. But Ariya showed great class, and what a great sport she is, and I'm so happy she won. I didn't want to see her lose this championship.
I think she was the best player all week. You know, she had a tough back nine today, but I think day in and day out, she played the best golf and deserved to be raising that trophy.
Well, as you look at the names rolling by again, congratulations to the city of Birmingham and Shoal Creek. Great hosts for this 73rd U.S. Women's Open Championship. It's been a joy to cover, and you've been watching all day and all week USGA Championships on Fox, presented by Rolex. Join us tomorrow on FS1 for the U.S. Open sectional qualifying show at 10 p.m. Eastern. The very latest on who will be in the field at Shinnecock Hills in 2 weeks. Coming up next on Fox, One Strange Rock, the season premiere, The Simpsons, Bob's Burgers, and Family Guy. Well, it was a tremendous playoff and a great exhibition of golf. Back and forth they went, and in the end, it's Ariya Jutanugarn who ends up the U.S. Women's Open champion. From Shoal Creek, for all of us, Joe Buck, so long.